One greetings from the high 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans. Thank you for joining me. Happy Friday to all of you in the viewing audience. Please be safe this weekend on your ventures, ball games, etc. This is live number 2. Please go in the library to check out my last live pertaining to Dwayne Wade and his wife. They are at odds over a changing of their 15-year-old boy child into a girl and name change. Please check out that said commentary. Weekend movie is Elevator, now playing on Tubi. That is my suggestion for the weekend. And this week's movie suggestion was The Belko Experiment, also playing on Tubi. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm going to give my brief commentary pertaining to the Scream Queen, lies, deflection. There comes a time when you have to own your part in participating with people. Whether you like them, love them, in love with them, fascinated with them, you have to own your part, because I own mine. There's many people I've had no business talking to, dealing with, just because. You have bad history, you already know. The bang's going to probably come around the corner at some point. The things that they're doing, you know ain't right. So do you tell the people, or hell, you just cut them off altogether and say, I ain't about to ride this ride because I see they ain't trying to change. They're not trying to better themselves. I'm going to say this pertaining to the content I'm about to play via A Balance channel, because I don't go over to these people's channel trying to look for information. I will play it from another source, even though it's their content originally. You can't say that you're trying to better yourself, be a better person, if you're aiding people who are doing wrong. They've been doing wrong. They take no responsibility for the things that they're doing. And that's what you're doing, Miss Thang out of Canada. You make up all these excuses and deflections during this live stream, but you own no responsibility for your part in aiding these people. Yes, you immersed yourself in the Wells case. You had no business doing that. And now you're trying to compare the two, that they're different. They're not different. They're not different. The only difference is police have given a statement that they believe a child is dead. The mother is the prime suspect and the child is in the landfill. But other than that, it's still mayhem with the parents. And it shows me, listening to you speak, you like drama. You go round and round talking about everybody else, and I don't want to be like them. I ain't like them. I'm different than them. But you aren't different. Because I have to own my part in playing a role in talking about you. You're really a waste of space. You're a waste of space. You want to sue somebody, Molly Golightly. Why? Because you think she makes more money than some YouTubers? Well, let me say this to you directly. There are people on the wire that make way more money than Molly Golightly. People who have like 1 million, 2 million views per video. And that's just in possibly 1 week. 2 days of viewing. Because rap videos get more viewing than anything possibly on YouTube. Stay woke now. So you're picking and choosing who you got a lawsuit with. So is that bettering yourself to sue a YouTuber because you don't like what they're saying? You're mad at this guy because he put out stuff about abuse records on animals, this and that. But you had to have left them. Let me go in my notes. Recap what you said, and then I'll play the audio. Since you're different than everybody else. The only reason why you're explaining yourself is because you know deep down inside you have not been a cookie cutter type person. And who is? Okay? We're all flawed. We're all sinners. I'm not about to sit up here and act like I ain't sinned, because I know I have. But I ain't enabling nobody in no crimes. That's the difference. And in the eyes of God, sin is sin. Whether you're lying, stealing, manipulating, killing, fornicating, gluttony, it's all the same in the eyes of God. But we as humans view certain sins different than other sins. Because we're human. That's what we do. We judge. But you have not changed. And I listen at your commentary via A Balance channel, where your husband is speaking and saying how you were about some detective, looking up stuff, any dirt you could find on him, blah, blah, blah. Well, you're right. That's what people are doing to you because you won't shut up. And you don't get that. If you would stay quiet and stop running that mouth, they wouldn't have anything to look up. They wouldn't have anything to go dig up. And as A Balance says, there comes a point when you have to know when to stop talking and putting your personal business out on the live wire. You can't put people on live streams. You don't put your children on a live stream. You don't put your husband on a live stream. You don't put your father, brothers and sisters, because people are watching all of that. And as you said, I learned about doxing. Well, I learned about it too, talking about Cal City. I was public enemy number one, because as they say, people like to ride or die with the underdog. And you've admitted in this live that you want to ride with the underdog. Basically, you're saying you are the underdog, but that's your choice. That's your choice to name and claim yourself as an underdog. And always remember, because I don't believe that you believe in the Bible. That's my take on you. Claim it, speak it, it shall be so. There's no way I'm going to walk around claiming I'm an underdog. There's no way in hell I'm going to speak that on my own tongue. Because you're basically giving people permission to throw you under the bus and dox you and talk about you and gossip about you. You've put yourself out here just like these people in the story. And you act like what you're doing with Billy Joe Howell is different than Donald Wells. There is no difference, because you can't sit up here and logically say there's a difference. Because one, you did not know Donald Wells and Candace Blythe. Two, you do not know Billy Joe Howell and this Simon chick. You don't know a damn thing about them. And everything you've repeated via your internet wire is he said, she said. These people are selling you a wet dream and you are pushing it on your channel. So for you to say people are jealous and upset because they don't got no content. No, you don't have no content because you don't talk about anything on your network. When was the last time you talked about a story that was of relevance to the community? Did you talk about Uvalde? Do you talk about things going on in Canada? You have a lot of human trafficking going on up there. You have a lot of missing Native Canadians. Do you talk about those people? Do you talk about the government in Canada? You don't talk about anything. I've never heard anybody ever come back to say they've heard any stimulating conversation from your network, yet you judge other people for talking about you. But you're giving the people something to talk about. And that's one thing a lot of people don't seem to understand. You don't give people stuff to rag on you about because they're going to do it any damn way. But yet you're different. Oh, I want to come on here and talk to my fans and let them know what I've done and ain't done. My past ain't no secret. But let's be truthful. When you talk about the animals, you had to have lived there for somebody to come look for you to claim that you're the person responsible for the animals. Come on, ladies. You're always deflecting when you speak. You never stick to the subject. You always talk around the subject, and that's the sign of a guilty person. They refuse to own their part. Why would police authorities just go look for you randomly out of millions of people pertaining to some damn animals? Oh, they couldn't find me for months because you didn't want to be found. How about that? Oh, they weren't dead. They lied on me. Chris Madonna lied. They lied. Okay, bitch, who cares? Live, dead, it's all the fucking same. They were responsible. Somebody had to be responsible for the animals. So that means who was taking care of the animals then? Let's go there, since you want to once again deflect. You act like the animals are humans, that they got up, they go to work every day, they drive cars, they went to a management company to apply for an apartment or a house, and they walked themselves into a fucking apartment or house and lived there. And there's just out of the blue, somebody just said, hey, there's some animals left over here on 15th Street. You might need to check it out. And then the animals decided they didn't want to be human anymore. They pretended to be animals again. What the fuck are you saying? You talk on and on excessively about nothing. Yet you don't want nobody talking about you. So why are you fucking with Molly Golightly? Why don't the fuck you You want to sue everybody. Everybody's talking about you because you like attention. You're a attention whore. You're no different than her. You're no different than anybody on that ground. There is no way I would befriend anybody in a true crime story and kudos and slap my back for a banner put across their lawn and their fucking baby is missing. And you think that's appropriate behavior? Yet, oh, woe is me, and let me tell you, and I'm gonna take the higher road. You explaining yourself shows you've been listening to the content and you feel some type of way about what people are saying about you because you know it's the truth what they're saying about you. Some of it may be fudged, but most of it's the truth. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't know anything about Billy Joe Howe. You don't know anything about Donald Wells. You don't know these people from a can of fucking paint. And if you are a legal citizen of Canada, then you should have no problem walking your ass up out of there and going wherever you want to go, whether it's Iraq, UK, America, or anywhere. Did you ever tell her the truth, Billy Joe, why you couldn't go to Savannah, Georgia? Oh my, the lies we spend. If you're not bothered about what's on YouTube, why are you speaking out? To let your fans know the truth, people newly subscribing. If you don't care, it's nothing to tell. Let them judge you accordingly. I got information. You say you know about you believe it. You won't doubt they're tapping the phone. Well, if you think they're tapping the phone, law enforcement, the FBI, why are you talking to Billy Joe Howe? What fool would sit on a phone knowing that the phone is possibly tapped? Once again, oh, it's a misdemeanor with the pets. Well, let me enlighten you about that. Here in the United States, most people do not get a jail sentence or prison sentence for neglecting animals. What happens is animal control comes in and takes the animals and they get a citation and they appear in court. And most of the times they just pay fines. And we know this happens often in America. They don't go to jail like they would possibly for abandoning a child. And you know that. So obviously the rules are the same in Canada. You left those animals because you felt like leaving them. Because see, your deflection is, well, I wasn't there. But the point is, boo-boo kitty, did you live there with the animals at some point? But you didn't talk about that, did you? Because you are the type of person, you're not going to give no more information than you have to. So you want people to just put it together. Well, I'm 51 and sane, and I know if somebody went by and found the animals and they went looking for you, that's because they got information that you were living in that house apartment with the animals. So don't try to push it under the rug that it's just a misdemeanor. It's still animal abuse. Because I don't even know the state of the animals. Were they missing a paw, a leg? Were they not fed, malnourished? Did they have bugs, fleas, roaches, rats on top of them? I don't know. But in your eye, it ain't no big deal. It's just a misdemeanor. And they had to look for me. I wasn't even there. You just told on yourself right there that you're responsible. Because what a decent human would say that's innocent, I don't know why they would come look for me for some pets that I never owned. Checkmate. But when you're dealing with a narcissist, since all of the rest of us are narcissists, a narcissist never addresses the issue. Why would random authorities be looking for you pertaining to animals left behind? They just walked into this place, found some abandoned animals, and said, let's go into the database and pick out this random white woman as the person that left the animals behind. It's just a misdemeanor. Wow. You're something else, man. Your husband abused you and your kids, blah, 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 blah. But yet, how old are your children? Yeah, they rumored that people talk bad about you, left your kids behind. So what we have to ask ourselves is the obvious. Why were your kids never with you? Oh, they love your new husband. They get along, blah, blah, blah. Well, he ain't taking care of your kids either. You'd be surprised how well people can get along when they don't live with one another. I'm just saying. So why do you not have your children? How old are your children? When did you leave your children? All this back and forth for where you lived. And I lived over here at this age. And oh my God, my notes. I'm bored with all this bullshit. All this storytelling. It's endless, endless, endless. And he abused me too and abused the children. Well, why would your husband have custody of kids that he abused? That's some hell of a judicial process. I'm just curious. You do a lot of deflecting. Share, if that's actually your real name. Going back and forth 3 times, traveling in and out of Canada. So basically, you're trying to tell us what? You have a passport, you don't have a passport. I can go where I want, but yet you've never made it to Savannah. And Billy Joel is, you're her fan and she's yours. Interesting. So I'm going to say it again. If you're a legal citizen of Canada or you have dual citizenship, then there shouldn't be any problem with you traveling to Savannah, Georgia, New York, or anywhere. As I said, did you tell Billy Joel the truth about your passport situation? Or you're doing what you've been doing up here, just deflecting, going back and forth? Do you even have a legal passport? I really didn't want to talk about this, but because we are so thirsty for content, and you're fucking right, bitch. I got light bills to pay, bills to pay. You damn fucking right. I'm trying to get a motherfucking big boy truck. So you fucking right. You're the subject of the hour. How about that? Since everybody's so thirsty for money, but nobody's suing YouTube for our videos. How about that? So when you decide to sue Molly Golightly, make sure you put YouTube as the first person on the lawsuit. Since YouTube gets a portion of all of our monies. You left that part out. You motherfuckers kill me with that. I'm going to sue somebody for defamation. Well, you better sue YouTube because he gets the 30%. I don't see it. And I don't make what some of you other YouTubers make. So this is funny to me. And yet you getting views off your fucking videos on lies. So how are you different than Molly Golightly and Bullhorn and all these other people? You're selling lies by Billy Joel and her daughter. We're only getting a one-track version of what the fuck they're allegedly saying. Oh, I can't tell you what they said, and that's her story to tell. Well, if she has a story, why doesn't she tell the FBI and Chatham County Police Department? What does she need a YouTuber for? How about you go to the police and go live your life? What are you fucking around canoodling with a YouTuber for? Just go tell the police and live your life. She's my best friend. Oh, wow. Loneliness. Let's talk about the funeral expenses because I realized you've watched my content. You've heard about what I said. You deflected about that, did you not? You talked around the circles about that. She can ask for donations if she wants to. Well, bitch, I don't think so. Because I've never heard of anybody asking for something when, one, a body never surfaced. And the fact that they had all these people living in the house, why would they need donations when everybody could pay for a funeral if and when the child's body surfaces? Oh, but you didn't talk about that. You didn't talk about all those motherfuckers staying up in there, living high off the hog for free. They don't need no donations because you had too many people living in the house. Danny, Leilani, Mr. Howe, Miss Howe, and a brother. That's 5 people that could put money in the pot for a funeral. And then if it ain't no remains, then you're just paying for really a poster of the child and paying a rental fee for somewhere to hold the memorial. Are y'all following what I'm saying? You don't even need a casket. You ain't got no remains. So let's just say they never find the body. Billy Joel wants to have a memorial. How much money do you really think she's getting ready to spend when there's no body, which means you don't need a casket? Come on, everybody, stay woke. Because Cher thinks we're slow. You don't need no money because they ain't found nobody. I think I'll take a sip of my drink on that one. Well, Jesus loves me too. How about that? My nasty tongue. You in here watching? You in here watching, so therefore what? Oh, Lord. Whatever. Kinsley unblocked Bambi. I got her by mistake. You don't need to watch. You don't need to watch. I use the tongue I want to use. It's my business. I'm grown. Jesus loves this sinner too up here with a potty mouth. How about that? Stop interrupting my content. You got church in 2 days, so you focus on going to church on Sunday. Once again, Kinsley, unblock Bambi. The point is, the only time a person would raise money or ask for money for a funeral is if they know that the child is dead. So I find it strange. You're still making excuses for these people that it's okay for her to raise money for a dead kid. It's wrong. It's morally and ethically wrong to be raising money for a kid. And that the kid hadn't been deemed deceased. So, Sherry, you don't know what you're talking about, but this is what you do. You like to aid people and then judge other people because they don't want to aid a killer and baby killers. And yet you want to say that the Wells case and this case aren't the same. They are the same because these people were responsible for the children that are now missing. And if you can't bring a receipt that somebody else had access to the child that day, then they are responsible. And Billy Joe is responsible because she had custody of the children. And that's the one thing you never say in your content. When you blab on and on, you refuse to own that this woman had custody of 2 boys. And then from my understanding, what did you tell somebody? She didn't leave them with Leilani. Well, then who did she leave them with? I'm confused. Sammy, I ain't worried about these folks. I sleep good at night. I'm confused. Who did Billy Joe leave the children with? And she committed fraud. Since you want to aid her, because I see your content and your videos, your videos is just about aiding criminals. You don't talk about anything of substance. You don't talk about hypothetical situations. You don't ask their chat how they feel about anything. All your content is gloom and doom. Gloom and doom. That's why you have that background on your videos in the trailer. It's gloom and doom. Because you're doomed. You're gloomy. And you're sitting here going back and forth about how long you lived in Canada, born here, stayed here 23 years, over here, over there, but yet you still couldn't make it to Savannah. Like I told my mom, I don't really give a fuck about where you go and what you do. But you're the bitch of the hour, so I'm going to give you what you want. You like attention. That's why you went hunting down Billy Joe. So we're going to give you what you want. You talking bad about all these other people. Oh, I don't want to name. I ain't going to say their name. I ain't going to do this. But how are you different than them? That's the part I don't get. How are you different than these people who are making money off of this story, making thousands of dollars, let you tell it? Honey, do you know how much money you have to make off of YouTube to live strictly off of the YouTube money? You obviously weren't good in math. And I'm not a mathematician by no means. But I got enough sense to know even a couple of thousand means you would already have to have a place paid for, or you don't pay no rent nowhere. And to sit up and say they can live off that money a whole year, you have got to be the dumbest motherfucking bulb in the bunch. The dumbest fucking bulb in the bunch. They're making all this money. Well, if they're making so much money that they can live off a year, then they don't need to make YouTube videos. You don't even make sense when you talk. You just go on and on talking. You don't even make sense when you speak. And the sick part is there's people who follow in behind you and listen at that bullshit. Listen at that bullshit. But you're different than the rest of us. You're different. But yet you keep going live. So how are you different? You're pushing a killer and a baby killer, but you're different than the people on the ground and the other YouTubers talking about you. They're talking about you because you like to meddle in shit that's sick. So just like you were chasing some detective for some reason, we're doing the same thing, wondering what the hell's wrong with you. And your husband, he's in denial because he's sitting up here on the live saying, yeah, well, you were kind of on that detective and I was wondering about you and but you're still with her. You're still with somebody that keeps aiding people who are involved in murders. So what does that say about you as a human being? She's different. How is she different than chasing some detective on a story she don't know nothing about versus getting involved with actual people in the story of a missing kid? Make me understand. But yet, it's something wrong with us. And you're aiding her. And you don't see there's something wrong with that. So I'm going to do it kind of like this. Ring, ring, ring. Hello. Hey, can I speak to Big Ange? This is she. Girl, I need your help. What you need, girl? Well, I just killed my baby. Can you come over here and help me dispose of my baby? Did y'all hear that? Ring, ring, ring. Hello. Yes. Oh, can I speak to Big Ange? This is she. Hey, girl, how you doing? I'm good. What's going on with you? Girl, I just killed my baby and I need somewhere to dump the baby. Can you come help me discard my baby? Ring, ring, ring. Hello. Hi, I'm a YouTuber. You don't know me. I'm out of Canada. And I just want to tell you I'm your biggest fan. Now, I don't know what you did or didn't do, but I want to let you know I'm supporting you because I don't think it's fair that people are talking about you because I know you weren't there when the children went missing and you could be my friend and I'll be your friend even though I'm already fucked up and I know you probably fucked up too, but shit, we can both be friends. What's your name? My name is Sharon. What's your name? Oh, I'm Billy Joe Howe. Exactly. And yet you go on and on about somebody calling your show and, ooh, he did this, he didn't do this. But you know you blocked and deleted them. Just like I do the same thing. They get to come up here talking crazy in the chat. Yeah, I delete them because they're trying to run my chat. And nobody runs my chat but me. Just like you ain't going to run my channel. You ain't going to run my fucking panel. I ain't about to sit up here and let nobody talk for no fucking hour about aiding no fucking baby killer. That would make me look like I'm fucking crazy. But you want to act like you objective. You're not objective because your content, if a person goes into your channel, what you got lined up? Do you talk about stimulus money? How to get your stimulus money, your stimulus checks? Do you talk about anything but people who are accused of crimes? That's all you talk about. You don't talk about anything else. But yet you judging other people for talking about you. Well, stop hating people that you don't know anything about. And that leads me to believe you like drama. You like drama. You stay in drama. You keep up drama. Your life is full of drama. That's why you had all that bullshit going on with the baby daddy and your children, because you feed off that bullshit. Then you go way over to Canada hooking up with a motherfucker from YouTube, and you still in drama on a YouTube channel because you like that shit. You feed off of that. But you don't want nobody talking about that. Don't y'all talk about me. Y'all shouldn't talk about me. Woo, and they say they Christians. And so what? Just like I'm telling this crazy witch in the chat, I sure do believe in God. I sure do. I believe he sent his son here to die on the cross, and I cuss about it all damn day. That's between me and Jesus. Ain't got nothing to do with you. Guess what? There's a Christian that's cheating on his wife. There's a Christian that's stealing money. There's a Christian that's molesting children. Come on with it, Queen. There's a Christian that's homosexual, bisexual, participating in homosexual activity. There's a Christian that's putting their hand in the collection pot. Y'all better stay woke. So miss me with all that. Who's a Christian and who ain't a Christian? I'm going to say it one more time. Why would your friend ask for money for donations to a child that had not been deemed dead? Share. Answer the question. Because even if the child is found deceased, he won't be whole. So who's going to spend all that money for a casket to put nothing in it? Did you hear that part? Who's going to spend money to put nothing in a casket and a tombstone? And you going to tell the public, oh, she can ask for money if she want to. She already knew the baby was dead. She knew the baby was in the landfill before Chief Hatley told it. And you got the nerve to sit up on a live stream and say she can ask for the money if she want to. But yet you different than the rest of us. If you could go back and listen at your live streams, you would possibly get a reality check that you got a fucking mental problem. Because the more I listen at you, my head spins. Thank you, Deanna. The baby may not be found. I'm praying that he is. But you have to use logic. You ain't getting ready to spend a whole lot of money on a funeral because it ain't going to be nothing to put in a casket. So it wasn't no need in asking for no donation money. He hadn't even been deemed dead yet. So that shows Billy Joe knew he was dead. So that shows complicity. You knew he was dead and didn't even go tell the police you knew he was dead. And then you sit up here and say, well, I'm not going to tell her story. I'm going to let her tell the story. Well, why don't she tell the public she knew the baby was dead before Chief Hatley told he was dead, and she was trying to get money for nothing? Checkmate. Now talk around that subject. You talk on and on your channel about nothing. You refuse to answer the questions. You refuse to let people speak their opinion because you don't want nobody to say anything bad about Billy Joe. Well, I feel the same way. I'm not going to let you sit over in this chat rooting for no motherfucking baby killer. How about that? So we even. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. The Wells is different than this story here. I didn't turn on Donald Wells. They turned on themselves. Well, if that's the case, when you realize he was lying to Mary, playing those games with Mary, you still kept talking to Donald Wells. But yet, that's different than this case. Asked if you had any regrets for dealing with Donald Wells. No. Yet you picked this case, and you're the mouthpiece for Billy Joe, who does all the talking in the live stream. You couldn't even get a word in last night because you was trying to make people feel sorry for whatever you went through. Billy Joe wasn't having it. She wanted to be the talker, the orchestrator, which lets me know she's a true narcissist. I'm going to ask you again, Cher, how is it different, the Wells case and this case with Billy Joel and Leilani Simon? You got the nerve to sit up and say people don't know you, people don't know Mark, people don't know your family, don't know your children, but yet you don't know Billy Joel and you didn't know Donald Wells, so tit for tat. I don't use my platform for a lie, but aren't you doing that? You sitting here spreading lies when you let that brother come up and spin narratives about somebody giving the baby a bath, Mr. Danny Youngkin. Now, if we would have talked to Danny Youngkin, he possibly would tell us he didn't bathe nobody. How about that? But yet you don't use your platform for lying. But yet you let Billy Joel sit up there and go on and on and on. See, Angela don't really care about what you be talking about. That's why I don't watch you. I watch AB's network. He happens to play shit you be spinning up there on your channel. But other than that, you're neither here nor there for me. You're neither here nor there for me. You right here with all this nonsense. You like this drama between these people. You've been spinning BJ's narratives on behalf of Leilani. So how are you different than any other YouTuber that you say have been lying about you and making money off of lies on you and lies on this case and live streaming the house? You are doing the same thing you're accusing those YouTubers of. Yet you want to put somebody in a lawsuit. But you're not putting on a lawsuit for people that's up and coming on the YouTube nation. People that's barely starting a channel. Are you suing them? Are they in a lawsuit? No, you're suing people who you think got income. Worrying about who's putting shit in the husband's name. Well, don't you have a husband? Wouldn't you do the same? Of course you would. Of course you would. All this bullshit about October 1st and the Canadian COVID guidelines. And yet you said, I'm a Canadian, but I couldn't get in. I'm a Canadian citizen, but couldn't let me in. That don't even make no sense what you're saying. Why would Canada not let their own citizens in and it's fucking October 2022? Whatever she is, I don't care. I'm not here to argue what she is or not. I do not care. Dating, married, do not care. The point is, it is 2 years and a half since COVID came to fruition, and you want me to believe that any Canadian that went outside of the U.S. in the past month can't come back into Canada. That's what you want me to believe. That's what you want me to believe. Canada got strict guidelines up until October 1st. So nobody in Canada ever went outside of Canada. Nobody in Canada from October 1st and back was able to leave Canada because of COVID. And you want me to believe that when we are all still flying on airplanes as of today. Okay. But you don't use your platform to lie. Woo! Wow. All righty then. You're not trying to go to war with other YouTubers. They are the true narcissists, but yet you're not. And we know that you will not support anybody that is not in agreement of you and Billy Joe Howe's bullshit. You've let that be known. Don't come in your chat saying anything. So how are you different than anybody else that don't want people coming in their chat supporting BJ and Leilani? My husband is the only thing that matters. Oh, what about your kids? They don't matter? Well, then if your husband is so important, boyfriend, whoever he is to you, why are you on YouTube? If you're not worried about what people are saying about you, you're not worried about Chris Madonna, you're not worried about the lies, then why are you on YouTube? Then why don't you just go do something else with yourself? C says, I'm Canadian from Montreal and I've flown to the U.S. 4 times this year. I already know, honey. We know she's a liar. We know she's a liar. Because Canada and U.S. are right near each other. We don't have any odds with the Canadian people. So I'm not about to sit here and believe that people are not traveling out of the UK, Canada to the U.S. We know it's bullshit because people are always showing themselves traveling back and forth on trips on IG, Facebook. Yet Canada's the only country that's holding their citizens hostage because of COVID 2.5 years later. See, you're lying right there. This lady in the chat's Canadian and says she's already traveled to the United States 4 times. Okay, whatever. Like I said, who cares? Because I know you're sitting up there lying about all this Canadian Minnesota shit that's really irrelevant, asking your husband, telling us that he has MS. Then you got to ask him, well, how long have you been diagnosed? Well, you've been fucking him for 2 years, have you not? You don't know how long the man's been sick? What does he have to do with Quentin Simon and Billy Joe Howe, your husband, having MS? Once again, deflection, clout chasing. But, oops, I'm sorry, that's not you. You came to YouTube 3 years ago, and that's when you learned how horrible it was up here. Your passion. You have passion about what you do on your network. Well, the only thing that I've seen is that you're passionate about supporting killers and supporting people that have committed crimes. And you basically have said that you're an underdog. So that lets me know what I've already said. You like supporting people who are eerily similar to you because you're an underdog. You view yourself as an underdog. You view yourself as a non-motherfucking factor. So that shows me you don't have any respect for self. You don't have respect for others. You don't have respect for abuse victims, murdered people. You don't like yourself. So you identify with people who are criminals and sadists. Did I get that correct? And you're worried about who's a Christian. I think who's a Christian is way far from the spectrum. You worry about yourself. Because that seems to be the only thing you talk about on your channel is what Pookie Ray Ray did and why you believe in them. You don't talk about the stars, the moon. You don't talk about Canadian government. Do you ever talk about what the fuck's going on in Canada? All them people live in Canada, and do you ever talk about what they got going on? What they doing up there? You so concerned with this place that's filled with criminals, and you just want to be behind anybody that's been accused of murder. That shows your mindset that you're deviant. You're deviant. You have deviant thoughts. You align with deviant behavior. Because I'm not getting ready to go pick up and follow in behind people who I even think have murdered a kid. I'm not about to get in their inbox to say, I'm sorry that people are talking about you. Please call me at 9999999 and I'll be your friend. Heidi ho! You need a friend? I know you helped kill that kid, but come on over. I'll be your friend till the end. Because that's how you think. You're motivated by mischief, mayhem. And at 38 years of age, if that is your actual age, you should know better than that. Because you see, you have to own your part in aiding people who are doing wrong out here. You have to say, now, you know you shouldn't be doing that. And it doesn't matter that a person is a Christian or not a Christian. That's not the point. The point is aligning yourself with people doing wrong. It's not a good thing if you're trying to live right. So you sit up here and talk all this bullshit with your husband back and forth about you doing better than what you used to do when you were on YouTube years ago. I'm trying to figure out what direction that you're in that's better. Because I didn't know that bettering oneself, aligning themselves with killers, people who had custody of the children, stayed away deliberately to work, fraudulently signed custody papers, knowing they had no intention of keeping the children, staying away from the house for days on end. How is that concern for the children? But yet let you tell it. I know the whole story. I'm going to let BJ tell her story. It ain't my right to tell her story. But didn't you do that a few weeks ago with the son? You spent the narrative. But yet you're not doing what you've already done. So maybe you should go back and listen to your lives where you contradict yourself endlessly. But yet you're different than the rest of us. But nobody will be talking about horses behind the barn if a motherfucker's quit talking and putting baby killers up on their channel. Okay. I'm growing. I'm doing better. This is what your husband's saying. You've done better. You've grown since your earlier content when you first came to YouTube. But yet you're enabling a baby killer and her mother who had custody of her children. I'm going to keep saying it until you get it through your head. And yet you got the nerve to say you can't make nobody understand where you're coming from. That guy up on your panel just won't listen. He just refused to hear the truth. He's just, but you don't want to hear the truth. You want to keep enabling people that you don't know from a can of paint. Them people weren't thinking about Cher before October 5th. They were living their life. She knew she didn't give a fuck about those grandchildren, and she didn't give a fuck about Leilani or those kids. And yet you now fall into the picture and want to root for her and say who she is as a human being. Well, what I think is funny, she got a best friend hanging on to her. Why the fuck she ain't talking to her best friend? Why the fuck she on YouTube talking to your ass? Because when I listened to that live last night, you couldn't get a word in. You or the other YouTuber. Every time y'all tried to say something, Billy Joe talked right over you. Let's rock, baby. Welcome to Everyday Shenanigans.
Bluetooth connected.
Oh, the contraband that they said you took?
Yeah, the contraband, fingernail clippers, tweezers, a mop rape, and toenail polish. So I did an extra 20 days in jail of pink toenails, but everybody had pink toenails.
Oh. So really, Billy Joe, you never have to explain yourself from your past. You've grown from it.
It's well.
She's been always an open book.
It's kind of silly, you know what I'm saying? That people that told on me had pink toenails. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been in here. You've been in here for a year, and your toenails are pink. Okay.
Oh, you know what we should do one night, BJ?
Being a young mom.
Right there. You know what I think we should do, BJ? BJ kept on talking, but that's your friend. See how your friends show you respect? Talk right over you. You know, Queen can do that sometimes because I'm an overthinker. I be trying to get my stuff out before I forget it. But This your new friend, and she talked right over you, sure. Hey, BJ, you know what I think we should do? Shit, BJ kept on talking. But that's your new friend. Woo, Lord. Lord have mercy. Y'all and y'all friends, I tell you, y'all cute.
I was 15 whenever I got pregnant, 16 whenever I had my son.
Oh,
And 18, I was pregnant again, 18 had my son, and they have two different fathers. My first husband, well, my oldest son's dad was starting the beginning of his drug abuse, which was why we wasn't together, because I never even done anything until I was 25 years old. But my second husband left me for my stepmom. 1 week after my dad died and moved into my dad's house, my
your husband left you. Wait a minute, Queen. Oh God, I got a crook in my neck. Wait a minute, Queen, don't do it. If you was anybody else, I'd feel sorry for you. And maybe if I met you back then, I might have felt sorry for you until you became this enabler of children and being in and out of the system and fucking over your own children. Your husband left you for your mammy. And yet your mammy was interviewed by the news. I knew y'all had some bullshit going on in your family. Oh, stepmother. Well, let's play it again. Because this is gutter trash. I swear to God. Hold on.
So that was pretty.
Let's go back.
So I did an extra 20 days in jail.
Okay.
But everybody had.
I want to listen to that again.
You really, Billy Joe, you never have to explain yourself from your past. You've grown from it.
I'm dead.
It's well.
She's been always an open book.
It's kind of silly, you know what I'm saying? That people that told on me had pink toenails. You know what I mean?
Stop it, Barb.
Yeah, they've been in here. You've been in here for a year.
Y'all behave.
Oh, you know what we should do one night, DJ?
Being a young mom, I was 15 whenever I got pregnant, 16 whenever I had my son.
Oh,
And 19, I was pregnant again, 18 had my son, and they have two different fathers. My first husband, well, my oldest son's dad was starting the beginning of his drug abuse, which was why we wasn't together, because I never even done anything until I was 25 years old. But my second husband left me for my stepmom.
Second husband left Billy Joe for her stepmom. Excuse the discretion. You know, I started to get dizzy at some point because I'm getting old. I'm older than you, Billy Joe, and in this commentary, you said you 46 years old. I wouldn't tell nobody that. I got gray right now. I need to color my hair. And by no means do I look like how you look, and I'm older than you. You look bad for 46. You look bad for 46. You need to look at yourself. You and that motherfucking baby mule up there in Canada, both of you need to look at yourselves. Y'all look horrible. And get y'all just keep on talking. Just keep on talking. You look horrible for 46. And I would never put you at 46. Your ass is pushing 59 all damn day long. And I got a deep voice myself, but when I listen to you talking, that other Queen OG wannabe thug, I said somebody up there is a man in aggressive. Yeah. Why was your husband messing with your stepmama? So that leads me to believe they probably was messing around when you was still married. So now people gonna look at your past and how you behaved here recently, talking up on this horse's channel. What kind of shit y'all had going on down there in Georgia? I'm going to keep it real with some of you. This is no disrespect to anybody white in the chat, but us black folks, somebody going to be dead. Somebody going to be dead as soon as somebody find out somebody messing with somebody motherfucking stepmama. I'm just going to keep it 100. Somebody going to penitentiary. Let a black woman find out her man is sleeping with her stepmama. I don't even have to finish the sentence. We wouldn't even be on YouTube because we probably still be incarcerated. And show wouldn't have had no children to watch because we would still be incarcerated. Billy Joe, I'm going to say this to you directly, as somebody in the chat just said. Why in the hell are you sitting up here talking about yourself and your life? Don't nobody want to hear this bullshit about the cat in the hat? What went on with you when you was 12 and 15 and somebody slept with the stepmama? We want to hear about the baby. But you can't tell us nothing about the baby because this is why you didn't have no respect for the children in the first place. That's why I know. Kids, stop. That's why we know y'all ain't never cared about these kids because it's after the fact the baby dead, the other two in foster care, and you sitting up here on this horse's channel talking about what happened to you, tweezers and fingernail polish in jail. I don't give a fuck about what happened to you when you was in fucking jail. What is the story about the children, what he was like when he first came here? What he liked to eat? What did he watch on TV? Where was you when she gave birth to him? That's what people want to hear. Not these sob-ass stories about your fucked up, jacked up ass, ghetto ratchet ass life, having sex at 14, 15 years old. Screwing this man and that man. I would be shamed. I wouldn't even be on no live stream telling nobody no shit like that. Yeah, girl, I was screwing at 15. Ooh, I got husband number 1, husband number 2. Ooh, he screwed my stepmama. That damn redneck ass talk. Don't nobody want to hear that damn country ass talk. That's just, to me, certain things you don't talk about on a live stream. And it's coffee table talk that is unacceptable. So we definitely know you ain't somebody we would take to the Christmas party at work. Hi, how are you? What's your name? I'm Billy Joe Howe. Well, nice to meet you. Child, don't you know my second husband? He slept with my stepmama. I be damn. Anybody got any shrimp rolls? Anybody want to hear that? See, you that type that is the problem. Couldn't take you nowhere. You're an embarrassment. You want to talk about stepmamas and stepdaddies and bad husbands? You need to call Dr. Phil. Because Cher is no Dr. Phil. You sitting up here exploiting yourself, sitting on a live stream talking to this fucking mule about nothing that's pertaining to this child. But this has happened so many times. This is what happened with the Wells case. Everything is about them. Nothing about Summer, nothing about the boys, nothing about the kids. It's always about the stupid ass parents and what they going through and what they've been through and accusations against them. That's why we know these people never cared about the children because all they do is talk about themselves. And here you is up on this live stream. Cher can't even get a word in. And the other one, she couldn't get in either. Billy Joe likes this attention. Y'all ain't figured that out. Y'all like this. Girl, go on and pee. You at home. Cher said, Billy Joe, I think, and she just kept, Billy Joe just kept on talking. I beat that heifer just kept, she just kept on talking. Like, bitch, I'm the star of the show. She using your stupid ass up there in Canada and you don't even get it. But ain't that what you doing? You using Billy Joe for content. Let you tell it. We're jealous because we don't have content. Let me tell you something, you dusty cunt. I can talk about anything I want on Everyday Shenanigans, and I do. I talk about everything affecting America. You don't. Everything you talk about is doom and gloom. You don't even let a motherfucker know when they're going to get another stimulus check. I'm that type that'll let you know. Hey, you're getting another stimulus check. Hey, make sure you got the accurate information. You don't talk about nothing. But somebody that's committed a crime and trying to get free so they can go out here and kill and chop up some fucking body else. You are a serial killer's dream. Hey, go call Cher. She likes AIDS, serial killers, and rapists. She'll send you some commissary money.
Oh my God, I gotta go to America. I gotta go visit the serial killer. He's locked up, but he's coming out for parole. Oh, well, I don't know. I want to support him any damn way.
Your husband, I wouldn't go to sleep with you in a bed or nowhere. Fuck around, that old man gonna be dead up there in Canada. He's a fool. Yeah, I'm gonna say that to you, sir. I wouldn't turn my back on that bitch. You keep fucking around with Sharon, you gonna end up where this baby is. You all need to be very careful of the content that you follow. Because Sharon is telling you who she's made of. And as Maya Angelou once said, when they show you who they are, believe them. No sane human is going to continuously aid killers. They're showing you that it's their thought process. And she's dangerous. Because if you keep fucking with somebody like Cher, you're going to end up going down the rabbit hole. You are just like these women that ride along with these men that want to have extra partners, bringing the women home, drugging the women, sexually assaulting the women. That's Cher. And that's happened in Canada. You are that same type of human being because you're aiding people who behave that way. So why would I think you wouldn't do it? Because you can't say, well, I'm not really like that. It's just that I think everybody should be given the benefit of the doubt. Yet they was found guilty by 12 members of a jury. I can't with this. Go drop the link so you can hit it.
1 week after my dad died and moved into my dad's house, so that was pretty rough and difficult. I dealt with that for a year. I had to get help with it. I mean, it was really, really difficult. And then, but all this time I'm still young, you know what I mean? I'm still 19, 20 years old.
Hey, it is so funny.
My second husband, and
she said, grip the pillow. Got it. Y'all stupid. Not a damn pillow. Shit, I'm dead. Don't make me peel myself.
You know, that kind of abusive.
Oh, Jesus.
Every 6 months. And then
thank you, Chris.
And they take you to dinner and everything's great.
Damn.
That time. You know, so it was always just really hard and really difficult. You know,
Thank you, Winnie Manager.
as I got a little bit older, me and Mike, we had 2 kids together. And whenever I was 25 years old, he beat me pretty good, put me in the hospital for a little bit. I was scared of baby. So we split ways because he went to jail, and so it was like I had time to get away. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that's how it was, you know. And of course, at the time, I couldn't take care of my kids, so I asked to pay for help. They helped me, and I met a friend. You know, it's all.
Who is they, honey? Who are the they that help you with your children? You and Cher, y'all should be twins because y'all love talking around the subject. They help me with my children. Who is they? I'm curious. Who are the they that help you with your children? Hit the link if you have something to say. I'm going to play interchangeably while you all hit the link. I got 434 in the room. Thank you for your support. Thank you so much. Lord have mercy. He beat me up, so I couldn't take care of my children. What do your children have to do with you getting beat up? I'm confused. If you left him, well, he went to jail. So I'm confused at what part you couldn't take care of the kids. I'm confused. He's beating you up. He goes to jail, but yet you couldn't take care of the children. Why not? I don't understand what you're saying. And they took care of the kids. Who are they? Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse? I mean, who you speaking of? Billy Joe, you full of shit.
It's always a friend. And so I met her, like, oh, maybe we'll make so much money. Next thing you know, I'm working with a dancer. Which, of course, led into the nighttime life, led into drug use, led into, because I lived the high end of it and I lived the low end of it. I walked the streets, prostitution, I did all those things. So everything in the background, I did all those things. Those are things that I've done, but they do not define me.
So I also, before I was between 16.
Whenever I first started dancing,
Okay, Cher trying to tell her story. Cher, what you get ready to tell us between the ages of 16? You did what? Woo, yes, Jenny, yes. Are y'all listening to this? She talking about being a prostitute, up high end, low end. Here comes Cher getting ready to tell her story. Well, see, between the ages of 16, BJ glazed right over that. She glazed right over that. She ain't trying to let Cher tell you what the fuck happened to her between 16 and the ages of 19. She not trying to hear that. Exactly, Pandora's box. She went right over Cher. Cher, if you ain't figured out, she is pimping your ass. You went and looked her up, but she is pimping your ass. You have got to be the biggest dummy breathing. You have got to be the biggest dummy, but yet you don't want nobody on YouTube talking about you. You damn skip it, we gonna talk about you because you want this bullshit. Ain't that why you brought her to YouTube? You wanted her to have a voice. You wanted people to know that she existed. You wanted people to understand her plight. You wanted people to know she's not guilty. She was at work when the baby was killed. She had no responsibility for the baby, even though she had custody for the baby. Okay. Oh my gosh. The lies, I can't stand it. It's too much for me to bear. Oh my goodness. Why won't you all understand what's going on with her? Oh. Okay. You know, I believe Queen needs to get her some new glasses because I'm putting letters that don't even exist up here. Oh my goodness. Cher, you being pimp. I thought Mark was your pimp. So you've been hoodwinking bamboozled, don't even know it. But see, this is your payback because you didn't have no business going fucking with Billy Joe. So Billy Joe is using you to the fullest extent of the law. She got your ass. You right in her pocket and don't even see it. Lord have mercy. Y'all are some silly witches. Y'all are some silly witches. Love you too, baby. Thank you for the support. Woo. There's a leak in this old building.
I didn't use any drugs and I didn't drink. So I danced 100% sober. So I didn't even get into using drugs until I stopped stripping.
Until I stopped stripping.
I've been selling so much cocaine at the titty bar.
At the titty bar?
I was bringing in, I was selling probably 2 ounces a night for grams. And then I got to where I knew enough people and I got scared going to work. So I started going and just dropping off bigger quantities at parties and stuff like that, which led to the drug use. But it all started from living the nightlife. It all started living the nightlife, living that life, being around being around that environment all the time. And, and next thing you know, darkness just consumes you. You don't have to feel, you don't have to be happy, you don't have to be sad. You're just floating through life, But it ended very bad. And I'm glad that it did. because by it ending bad, it made me who I am now. And
Thank you, Janice.
I worked hard.
Yes, you have.
Hard for nothing.
I know you have. And people can't see that.
$65 an hour, you know what I mean? But I did it. And now it's all for good. I can't even go to work.
Oh, now, BJ, stop this bullshit. What do you mean you can't go to work? Did your job tell you that you're a liability? They don't want to hear people calling in, complaining that they've got a baby killer ×2 on the job. You're a welder, so most people probably wouldn't see you what you're doing anyway. I think this is interesting. Or are you using that as an excuse? Are we believing that you were never fired and it's just that you're trying to find a way to hustle? You see that YouTube is a hustle. So you're figuring, I'll go over here, play around, play footsies with this little baby horse, and I'll find a way to get money and find ways to get Cash Apps, Venmo, blah, blah, blah. But in the end, that's going to end because we already know about Cash Apps and Venmo. The shit will die down and the story will die down. Your ass gonna need your job back. And I'm gonna wonder how long is your relationship gonna last with your husband, because eventually he's gonna tire of all of this. Because usually men don't care for this he said, she said stuff. He's played a role, but he's gonna get tired. So I'm gonna ask, whose house is that you're living in? Whose campers, cars? Because you were barely living 2 years ago. So one could say this is possibly Mr. Howe's belongings on the said property. So you came up in about 2 years messing with Mr. Howe. Thank you all so much for following the content. Well, love, he's going to have to get tired because, as I told you, many men don't rock like this, being involved in TV and the news and Twitter and Snapchat and Facebook, YouTube. Nobody wants to be a part of that life. There's only a few people that really enjoyed this bullshit up here, but at some point it's going to get old. So where's this going? I got into cocaine and drugs at the titty bar when I was serving up ounces of dope. I'm dead. Hit the link. Join this live stream. Make it count. Sign the petition to make she and Billy Joel pay this money back to Chatham County, $250,000. My mod has put up a change.org petition. We've got over 800 people signed. Please sign the petition. Barbara, hit the link again. Join the panel if you want to be heard. You got something you want to say, stop talking in that chat. Hit the link, everybody. Go to change.org, type in Quentin Simon. You will see the petition. And if you want to join this live stream 1 hour in, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Make it count. Be heard. Jesus.
Hello?
Come on, y'all. Yeah, come on, Barbara. Bring it to me.
Hi, girl. How you doing?
She got my drink on.
I'm going to need one after this. Oh, my goodness. Just makes me happy. Makes me feel normal.
What do you mean?
These people, my goodness. Do they have any shame?
You know what? I was thinking earlier today when I got up. You know how sometimes you listen to stuff and then and certain things don't register at that time. So I started thinking about the content that. Okay, Barbara.
Oh, gotcha. I got you. Go ahead. My dogs are protecting me.
Okay, well, I can't let you talk with the dogs.
Go ahead. I'll just mute it for now. Go ahead.
Well, how you gonna talk with the dogs barking, Barbara?
All right. I'm just putting my labs away. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was thinking about the funeral situation when the person brought the information that she asked for money before the baby was declared dead. First of all, even if they find the baby, right? He's not going to be whole, so you're not going to need a casket. So the only thing you would have is like a poster board of the child. That's not going to be a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, to make a poster or a picture of the child. Then you have to pay somebody, a funeral home or a church. 9 times out of 10, a church will probably let you do it for free. So why would you need donations? See where I'm going?
Well, she made a banner.
You work every day. Okay.
The banner was probably $500.
Okay, that's where I'm going. So why not? This makes no sense to be soliciting money before the baby was even deemed dead. And we already know if they don't find the baby, you're not going to have any funeral expenses because you don't have nothing to put in the casket. So that means if you have no casket, you ain't going to pay for no tombstone. Stay woke.
She's a scammer.
Exactly.
And did anybody talk about that last night on that panel or anything?
I don't watch that garbage. This is courtesy of A Balance. I don't go over there looking for nothing.
She basically said there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want me to play it, Queen, where she says it?
Yes. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I'm sorry.
So should we start it at like where she starts talking about? Well, this is like 9 minutes, so it kind of says a lot.
Well, I ain't trying to play all that shit because I've already got enough playing. Just play where she says it's no big deal about the asking for the money.
Okay, well, you finish talking to her, and I'm going to get the exact second down.
Go ahead. Finish talking, Barbara.
Okay, so there was I'm not sure what channel it was, but they were talking about how it feels like she already knows what happened, the grandma, and she's hoping that he's not found because it just goes away if he's not found. I don't know how if they could prosecute for that without the body or whatever.
Well, most states still do, baby.
So someone said that's not true. I know her or something like that. So the creator said, well, can you call in and we're going to ask you some questions. Well, no creator knows her. They know of her because it's only been a month. Oh my gosh, we just hammered her.
That shows you how sick people are.
We hammered her. I mean, by the end of it, she was mumbling. She didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
We asked her if BJ was using, and she's like, oh, well, basically she said yes. So, it was the night that she was crying about the murdered children.
Okay. And
so we asked her, I was asking questions and they asked about who was she talking about when, I don't know who the creator was, said it was an accident. Remember, she said, oh, it was an accident. Don't blame yourself. And I said, ask her which one was an accident. The one that he was being robbed and then was shot. And I said, that wasn't an accident. He was shot 4 times.
Yeah.
And I said, tell that to the victim's father or parent.
Yeah. And that's the part that's so disrespectful is that chick up there on that channel downplaying the death of a young man that was deliberate and orchestrated.
Yep. They swear it's an accident.
So disrespectful to his family. So why not go tell the dead man, hey, it was all an accident?
Yep. So this creator, I thought about this because I didn't think of it this angle, meaning they're trying to say how BJ has no responsibility for, what happened when
children turning out to be murderers.
Or what happened to Quentin when she was gone working.
Well, that's where they're going. She doesn't have responsibility for anybody committing murder.
So the angle that the creator was talking about was if you knew someone was, hurting your child or is, a molester. I don't know if you can say that word, but would you leave your child with this molester? Oh, no, she said. Well, what's the difference? You knew your daughter was a user, and probably abused them, and you knowingly left her with him. Well, she had a babysitter. Okay, the babysitter didn't watch him 24 hours a day.
Right.
So,
See, that's where Cher is going too. Cher is pushing that narrative. Well, she didn't leave the kids with Lady Lonnie. That's bullshit.
yeah, when the babysitter was done, the babies came home.
Exactly. So Dinah McCarter is not responsible for the children. She has her own life, her own kids. So she's not responsible for somebody else's kids.
So Cher's talking about suing people. She's always talking about suing people. She's going to sue the babysitter for putting a memorial up for the baby. She knew the baby more than you. You've never even laid eyes on Quentin. You don't have any, rights to Quentin memorial. And actually the babysitter's daughter made it. She watched him a lot. And she probably has lots of feelings for this baby. Cher's going to say she doesn't deserve to make a memorial.
Yeah.
She just needs to be slapped really hard. Like just stunned.
Okay, we ready?
Yeah, Priscilla, you need to go in. I need you to go in and go back up to chat and unblock Bambi and Gigi because I did a mistake trying to get that robot out of here.
Well, I can't do it when
do it now, please. Just we can wait on that. Just unblock Mandy and Gigi because I'm doing this by myself. I can't watch the chat and do everything.
If you need me to help you ever, let me know.
Yeah, I can't play audio, watch the chat, talk, and all that because the screen is moving too fast. Unblock Mandy and Gigi, TZ, or Kinsley because they got blocked by mistake. I'm trying to get okay. Thank you. Yeah. Then the chat was moving too fast, and I was trying to get up on the screen to get that that porn stuff out of here. Thank you, T.
This supposed friend that
hey, Morris,
wanted to ask questions, she just shut right up when we asked about the banner and why Quentin wasn't on it, and and the flyers. She was just dumbfounded.
Hey, T, go check up the screen and unblock Mandy O. Go ahead.
Yes, she didn't know what to say when we asked her about,
They're not going to answer anything like that. I'm being truthful with you. When you go into those live streams, you're wasting your time, right?
Yeah, but I just like to harass them.
Oh my God.
I just, like when you talk,
okay, thanks, T.
You talk truth. I know you have a voice and you give us a voice.
Thank you, Gigi. Didn't mean to block you. I was trying to chase up that robot thing and you were right up under it when I hit the block. Trying to go up the screen so fast. All right. What else you have to say, Barbara?
Well, it seems like most of these channels it seems like they're like scared of Cher for some reason.
They're not scared of Cher. Nobody's scared of her, honey. Please don't say that.
You're not. I said you're the only one.
Listen to me.
You are the only one.
I don't know you. You don't know me. You don't even know if I actually live where I say I live. Right?
Right.
Okay. Now you understand?
Uh-huh.
We are just voices up here. We are voices up here. The only people that can help aid foolishness pertaining to us will be people that we know and know of. Right. That's why you have to be careful being on these platforms because you don't ever know when somebody that don't like you, fall out with you, want to come aid the BS in this YouTube shenanigans. I'm going to be truthful. I really don't like talking about other creators because I've been the subject of bullshit. So I know what it's like. But the one thing I wasn't doing when I was talking about Cow City, I wasn't bringing you anything fabricated. I wasn't bringing anything made up. It's just that there were people who were aiding the bio mother, felt like it was okay for her to sue and cry and moan on live streams and news about her children. But I was talking to somebody directly related to the case who knew her and knew she never cared for her children. She had she has 4 total children, and you want to come out of the blue and start hooping and hollering about 2 missing kids. Well, what about your 2 living children? You never even talk about them. So that let me know a lot even before the source contacted me. I knew something wasn't right because once I found out you have 4 children and you don't ever talk about them, and even to this day with suing the state of California, she refuses to acknowledge her children that are living. There's something wrong with that.
Well, it's the same with this situation in Georgia. I didn't know till last night she had 2 other children.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why people can't come out, throwing daggers at me. You don't know the story. You don't know that who my source is knows her, knows her family.
And I know when you tell us.
And this person has no reason to make up these stories about other children. Who's going to lie on a person saying, oh, yeah, by the way, they got 2 other children that they never kept and didn't take care of. So even if you scratch the Cal City boys, why the fuck you don't got your other 2? You made no provisions for 4 kids and you want to come at me?
Yeah.
You want to come at me? What do I have to do with 4 kids you didn't want to take care of? Nothing.
Her credibility is shot. She's already showed her hands that she can't be trusted. So she, just because the suspect tells her something, that's
exactly. And that's what people don't understand about true crime. Everything's a version. What I tell the police, what the police tells the news and media, what the media puts out does not mean all of the information is accurate. That's why I get angry when people come in the chat trying to tell me about something in the story that you don't know is true or not.
Yeah. If a suspect tells you something, that's why they're called suspects, because they're suspected of doing something. They're not going to Cher Cher thinks she's her best friend. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, because all that bullshit Cher's spitting out, it's for her to share her story. It's not for me. Well, why are you even talking about her?
Right.
Because you're talking around the subject. Oh, I'm friends with her. Oh, you don't know the story. Well, how many times are you going to keep saying that? People are going to want to say, well, let her tell her story. She's up here talking about prostitution and drug charges. No, nobody give a fuck about that. Tell us what the fuck happened with the baby.
It's irrelevant now.
Exactly.
And she posted a picture of her. I think it was her and her dad.
Yes, Benson. She's not good at this.
It was BJ and her dad, like 2 different pictures.
Yeah.
And she put on there like 2 of my favorite people in the world. What? You should have your kids up there. We don't know this lady. This lady's grandson
Christina,
is missing.
Exactly.
And
hit the link. Come on up, Angry Mimi. Hit the link. Christina has a great point. Stop engaging with that trash.
Yeah.
You're wasting your time. They don't want to hear what you have to say. They're not going to listen at you, just like I don't want you coming over here talking about baby killers. Why? Why would I want to hear that? So they feel the same way. Therefore, this team, they're aiding a baby killer and her mother, which is BJ. They don't want you coming in the chat saying anything derogatory about Leilani and her mother. But Sharon needs to stop sugarcoating and enabling Billy Joe, because Billy Joe is responsible for the children. She had custody of them. She is responsible, Sharon.
She loves the money.
Stop feeding that bullshit out money. Like this woman don't got nothing to do with these kids. Oh, she left them with somebody. Who was that? Because she ain't leaving with no fucking body.
It's like leaving them with a child molester or whatever. She knew what she was. She knew what Leilani was, obviously, or she wouldn't have took custody of them.
That's the reason why BJ is sitting up there on this stream talking endlessly about herself, not the kids, not the other 2 children. I don't care about what BJ did in her past. I don't care about any of that. I am more concerned with the fact that you're spinning out this web like you don't have no responsibility of the kids when you sign a piece of paper.
I've had friends for 30 years. I would never tell that, what was it? Her stepmother went with her husband. I mean, I know people I've known for years. I would never tell. She's just telling everybody, hey, listen.
Constance, hit the link.
I mean, And you'd think Cher would say, that's enough. I think that's a
She's not going to
little
say
bit
that.
too much information here.
She's not going to do that. Cher enjoys the attention, and she tries to act like she's different than other YouTubers, but you are just the same because you're helping feed gossip and non-facts to the general public. So you're no different than the people that you're accusing of lying on you and spreading gossip about you. It is no difference.
I always just felt like, that's the first time I heard that when you played it. Then like the pink thing.
Cher is very good at deflecting. That lets you know how sick she is. She's a very sick individual.
And for someone to think that's your friend, that's really sad.
And like people have been saying, if you really were friends with BJ, you wouldn't be talking about her on your channel at all.
And then they were talking about this armchair detective. That's the name.
A friend wouldn't go on their network talking about their friend. You wouldn't go on Facebook talking about your friend and her situation if you were really friends with her. You wouldn't go on telling her, I know the story. I know what she told me. You don't know the truth.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, because she would never be dishonest with her, would she? That's just dumb.
No, but when you just erase BJ and Leilani, there's something wrong with Cher, period. Because before BJ was the Wells, this other boy she's sitting here aiding that's committed some crimes. There's something wrong with this chick. And people like her, I don't engage with. That's why when you come to my network, you don't really hear me talking about Cher or any other YouTubers. It was only when this case came about and she started doing all this yapping at the mouth, I've said a few things about her. But in the end, she's nobody. She's irrelevant because she's feeding the flames. And she's contradictory. She's a hypocrite. She wants to say, well, you don't have the right to say these things about me. You're lying about me. But you're spreading lies on your network about a dead baby.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah, it is a difference. Yeah.
Because
saying, all you people are horrible, horrible people. You're lying on me, but you're spreading and sharing lies on your network through a person who had custody of a child who refuses to own that they had custody. You refuse to own that she had custody of the kids. She didn't leave those kids with nobody else, and you know that.
And the thought of the baby, the thought of them going through the landfill with hazmat suits on, thinking
she does, Andrea. She does. She constantly contradicts herself, Cher. And it's sickening because it's like, what is your problem? Why are you hating these people you don't even know?
And then the subs are there. Oh, I wish I could hug you. I throw in jabs like, I wish I could hug Quentin and shit like that. And they're just like, you're such a bitch. And I'm like, thank you. Just stuff like that. I don't care. I want you to know that. Scroll
up, Julie. The link. I just dropped the link. Julie, scroll up. I'm going to play some more of this content because I want to hurry up and get it out.
Okay. Bye. Love you.
Okay. Take care, Barbara.
Bluetooth connected.
I know me, and I know what I've worked hard to get through. And if everybody wants to discredit of that and take that, be fine.
No, they have no right.
This is hell.
Mm-hmm. I know. I'm so proud of you.
Everybody knows about. I think I learned how.
Everybody talks about my oldest son in prison. Well, what people don't talk about is whenever he went to prison, I was in jail. Or whenever he came to jail, I was already in jail.
Yes, sure.
And they let me have a phone call from him, and I talked to him. And he was crying. He was so upset. He was confused. And I had to, of course, not show emotion because I didn't want him to be scared or worried about me. So I talked to him and I told him, I said, all I want you to do is to tell the truth. No matter what that means, I need you to tell the truth because there's.
Hello, Constance. Where are you calling from?
Calling from Chicago.
Yay! Woo! The Shy's in the building, baby.
You got it.
What side of town are you calling from, ma'am?
Pardon me?
What side of Chicago are you calling from?
I'm calling from the medical district, the West Side, Lawndale. We're
Oh,
Cook County.
got it. That's my father and mother. Their stepmother. They're no longer living. They lived off. They were on the West Side near Austin Boulevard many moons ago.
That's our neighborhood.
Okay.
We're the big safety net hospital here.
Let's go.
Yes, Queen. I've heard all of the discussions about you guys call it CPS, we call it DCFS. By BJ signing those guardianship papers.
Please tell people what your position is and what, because they need to know that before they start. You know what I'm saying. Let people know who you are and your position in the world. Thank you all for joining me.
Thank you. My name is Constance. I'm a medical social worker at this time. I'm licensed, have the degrees to practice in the state of Illinois and Colorado.
Thank you so much.
So right now I am working at a hospital, but I've worked for CPS and I continue to work with CPS here in the hospital. I work in the ER.
Okay, so run it down pertaining to the custody of the children. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming up here. Thank you.
Thank you. If this was occurring here in Illinois, BJ at the hospital, BJ signing guardianship papers. Okay. Next, kinship placement. Because Leilani cannot care for the children. She assumes all responsibility for those children, including any babysitting care that she has for those children. Leaving her, she's not allowed, or she would not be allowed to leave those children with Leilani here in the state of Illinois, ever.
Can you give me any type of situation that is such as this is a worst case scenario with a baby deemed dead by law officials and the mother, custodian, was away at the time working? What have you seen? Anything similar to this as far as charges?
No charges. I have not seen anything like this.
Wow. See,
even in Chicago.
That's scary.
It's scary. And the fact that the other creator is attempting to say that BJ is not at fault at all. I can say after X number of years of schooling, that is incorrect. And I know you know it's incorrect. Do you agree?
What's incorrect, baby?
What's incorrect is that BJ is not responsible at all. She never should have left those children with Leilani. She did not have permission.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that she'll be brought up on charges by this district, this police department?
BJ?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Well, we're going to hope and pray because Chief Hatley is stalling. And from my source, which is a damn good source, they want BJ bad.
They should.
They want her bad.
They should. She was responsible for Quentin.
Yes.
And the other two children. It breaks my heart.
Yeah.
But I know when you say my source, I know it's a real source.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate your show and I appreciate all your subs and everybody. And thanks for letting me up.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Sure.
Where do you see this going right now? What if our worst case scenario, they don't find the baby in the landfill?
Where do I see it going if they don't find him?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I honestly don't know because I don't know. You would know maybe. I don't know what the police have. They obviously have enough for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the two of them are both responsible. Okay. Especially if the children were with Leilani. Therefore, it happened with her. But the mother's responsible because she let them stay to give her, quote, another chance, I believe, or another try.
Yeah.
Right. I would have to ask, did your DCFS worker know about that?
See, that's what I want to know. Why would you all of a sudden change paperwork for you to be the custodian when you knew you had no intention of keeping the kids and working out of town? So that leads us to believe that DHS was involved, because why would you out of the blue sign papers and change paperwork over?
You wouldn't. You wouldn't.
Thank you.
Thank you, Queen.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Go ahead, Mimi.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can.
Great. First of all, thank you very much. I've
You're
wanted to
welcome.
call in and talk with you for a long time, but
Thank you.
this is my first opportunity.
Thank you.
Um, I wanted to point out something about Cher and her behavior,
Okay.
and that is she is an acolyte of Billy Joe's and Donald Wells
Yes.
because they like the drugs,
Yes.
they like that life.
Yes.
That's what they're used to.
Yes.
And you don't see her going to other people's, you don't see her running to support the family of little monkey that was missing,
Mhm.
or even Gabby Petro's family. She's not supporting any of those people, nor did she. Or
Mhm.
Kylie's family.
Mhm.
She didn't do any of that. She didn't reach out to those folks
Mhm.
because they're not her peers.
Very good point. Thank you.
Second of all, I'm not for certain, but I think, wasn't Casey Anthony brought up on charges before they had her little girl or found
What, like,
her?
well, such as lying?
I want to say they had her on at least neglect.
Yeah, probably lying. Probably filing the mother filing the report because it was the grandmother who filed the report, but I think she was charged with lying. I could be wrong, but they knew she was lying. Let's just go there.
Right. So I don't necessarily think, I mean, it is possible for them to charge her without having Quentin's body. And I don't know
Somebody
if
is
they'll
saying that
ever
she
have it.
left the children with other people. Well, there's nobody left in the house but the brother. So you want us to believe the brother was going to watch 3 children?
No, and that just pissed me off
You know
so
what? That's
bad.
why Sharon needs to quit talking. You are so stupid. You are poor representation for Billy Joe. Just stop talking.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, okay, so she had a babysitter. She had it set up. I thought if I could slap you, I would. I'd slap you quiet because
Yes,
it
Rick.
was
Yes,
Billy
Vincent.
Joe's
Yes,
responsibility,
it was.
no matter what, no matter her job, no matter what day of the week, or no matter who else was at the house, those children were her responsibility.
Yes.
And to say that Leilani wasn't left
So
alone,
now we're trying to blame the brother. So we've
that's
gone
that's
from
bullshit.
so now
That's
we've gone
bullshit.
from Bubba,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
wandered off,
yeah. You must have
babysitter,
you got high and you left the door
a
open.
stranger walked in. Now
Uh-huh.
it's the brother. How low
Mhm.
can you go?
I don't know.
Oh man.
I don't know. But I just wanted to point those few things out.
Go ahead.
And I
It's fine.
appreciate your
Take
time,
your time.
sweetheart.
Take your time. Let's talk about the worst case scenario. The baby's not found.
Well, first of all, I think that's heartbreaking and so sacrilegious, disrespectful to him as a little precious angel of God.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it almost makes it worse for Leilani.
Because I'm telling you, this is the thing that everybody needs to start focusing on. There's a storm brewing. They've got to go back when the ground is settled. If they don't find that kid, is he going to ever arrest both parties?
Would it be up to the district attorney to
I think
file the charges?
I think that would probably be the next thing. Yes.
Yes. Yes. And I'm hoping.
Yes, Andrea, very desperate. Yes.
I think, well, Hadley better be dotting every I and crossing every T.
Yeah.
Because this is not going to be an easy trial.
Mhm.
Because Leilani's going to claim that she
She's going to do like Casey Anthony. She's going to talk around the subject.
Oh, yeah.
Implicate everybody. Oh, I wasn't home. I went to the mall, and my brother said he was going to keep the kid. Because you've already implicated Bubba. So now you're going to do like Casey Anthony. You got to change the narrative. Well, it was my brother. See, you're running out of people to blame.
And I don't even want to say what the other excuse is because
It's
I
the
don't
brother
want to give
now.
her a
Looks like
clue.
it's the brother. He's the last Mohican, and he should feel some type of way. So, Paula, whoever you are, you need to run like hell away from that family because you're getting ready to be suspect 0, number 12.
Right. Well, you remember that woman in Houston that drowned all her children?
Yes. Gates.
Because she had postpartum depression.
Yeah.
Well, can you see Leilani saying, well, that's why I don't remember what I did.
But that's her and BJ's version. Version number 1, 2, 3. See where I'm going?
I'm like, how high were you?
You gotta pray that you get some jury members that's not gonna act like those people down in Florida.
It's just disgusting. And I'm ashamed of people like this putting a stain on our country, that state. The good people who struggled to take care of their children, their grandchildren, or even their great-grandchildren, their nieces and their nephews, and they do whatever they have to do to make sure those children are safe and fed and their needs are met and they're in school or whatever.
Yeah.
And these people couldn't fight their way out of a paper bag with a hole in it. So it's been a mystery, but I'm sure that there's some good people there that aren't going to let this go by.
Yeah, well, let's say the district attorney decides to go forward with an indictment, then you have to wait on the grand jury. They press forward.
Right.
You got to worry about the 12 members of the jury. Because we've learned with trials that anything can happen during a criminal trial.
Right. And
Casey Anthony is a prime example of 12 buffoons jumping on and saying, no, she didn't kill her kid.
Yeah.
Please sign the petition on change.org. Thank you all so much.
I sure have. And I'm going to get off of here. Okay. And I'm going to go to bed, but I'm going to be listening to you. Love you, Queen. And I appreciate the truth that you speak. And I hope you have a good weekend,
Thank you for following the content. Let me ask you something, Angry Mimi. What's up with that username?
Well, when my husband and I were taking care of our grandchildren that we had responsibility for, they like to play Guitar Hero. And that was my character name. You know, I was rocking out with and so I just kept it because they think it's funny and they love it. So
thank you, Mimi. Thank you, sweetie.
All right, love y'all. Bye.
Have a happy weekend. Bye, sweetie. All right, everybody. That's Angry Mimi. Thank you all so much for following the content. Let's finish this buffoonery pertaining to these people. Feel free to hit the link to join us. Please sign the petition on change.org.
Bluetooth connected.
Let's finish this mess. Thank you, Stacy, for the donation. God bless you, Miss Stacy. God bless you. Thank you so much. I got some loyal fans. Thank you so much. Thank you for believing in the Queen. I try not to bring you anything that's not factual. If I can't find out that it's factual or whatever, I don't have no problem with making a correction in any content that I bring you. But always remember that everything you listen to via the police, the news, is a version. You're entitled to your perception of the information. Let's finish this, you guys.
Mom, you don't understand anymore. And she deserves to know what happened. It deserves that, and he did. He did. And he was labeled a snitch. He went through a long time before he was even really feel call with him about him, just losing his mind and not being who I knew. And so I don't expect people to think I'm the greatest person in the world, because God knows I'm not.
It's not supposed to be.
For the truth and peace and
Can't even imagine.
Leilani is not here.
No,
And
you don't have to. You.
I'm relieved. I'm
Mhm.
relieved. I'm sad that I'm relieved. But I'm relieved.
Billy Joe, it's your baby.
Well, I've done so much for her. More than any of my other kids. And she still feels like she needs to. Like, he feels like I love her. And she's always trying to people please. And I don't know. I don't get it.
My daughter,
I can remember whenever we were kids and my mom had 3 daughters and she was a single mom. And we went to my aunt's house for Christmas one year, and when we got our Christmas, we all spent Christmas together that year. When me and my sisters got our Christmas, we had Barbies. My cousin had Barbies. Well, my cousin's Barbies left the bin, but our Barbies not. And as silly as that sounds, I remember, like, man, and not understanding my mom going through, not understanding
Yes,
what it's
Pandora.
like, single mom with 3 kids and
Thank you.
trying to pick them away. I never got it until I grew up.
what's my baby?
I was a tomboy, always. So I didn't grow up feeling like that pretty girl, but I was always taller than everybody else. My best friend in school, she became my best friend in middle school because she was picked on all the time. So I was like, I'm gonna make her my friend. So, and we're still friends now. She does hair and stuff. She's really cool. God, I don't even. 46 years is a long time to tell a story on. And most of it hasn't been easy. You know what I mean? I had like this fake reality that if I got clean, that everything's
46 years of age. Billy Joel claims to be 46 years of age. You're almost 50 years old, yet you are aiding a baby killer. You've been flip-flopping on Leilani Simon, I believe, out of guilt that you failed your children as a mother. And you went to the news in the beginning, you and your husband, talking negatively about your child. And then you sit out and aid her, going to Tybee Island, getting turned up, drunk, talking loud in a public restaurant, showing no respect for yourselves or the children. Then you're sitting out on the lawn, going back and forth with the YouTubers, with Cher on the live stream, Cher hollering back and forth at Betty Bullhorn and all of that. And yet you sit up here, Cher, and say that you are different than the other YouTubers. How are you different than the people you're talking about? Hey, Betty. Hey, Betty. How's that appropriate? You tell Leilani don't engage with the protesters, yet you're yelling back and forth at Betty Bullhorn. And I remember that live stream because it's funny to me. I said, Leilani don't give a fuck about what you all are doing. Ain't y'all to figure that out? Hi, Leilani. Hi, Leilani. She doesn't even speak back to you because she doesn't care. That's the reason why the child's in the landfill. She never cared. And you're sitting up there coddling these people, trying to speak to a person that killed a kid, yet switch it up and say, oh, don't take the blame if it's somebody else. Don't take the blame. Then you switch it up to, oh, well, if she did do it, then, we want justice. Now your face is the poster child for Quentin Simon. How the hell did we go from a missing kid to Cher's face on the poster of a dead kid? I'm utterly confused. Yet you're different than everybody else. Everybody else is the villain on YouTube. But nobody knew nothing about Quentin Simon, his brothers and sisters, Leilani or BJ or any of these other entities until the child went missing. A fraudulent report went into Chatham County's police department that a child is missing. And here comes your ass all the way up from Canada, aiding another baby killer. The whales turned on themselves. The whales turned on themselves. I listened to some of that live, heifer. You still were talking to Donald Wells even after he played those mind games, him and Candace, with Mary about the FBI coming and picking him up. You still was talking to him. And you still was telling him to call your phone. You like drama. You are a lonely white woman up there in Canada. Just lonely. There is no way I'm going to immerse myself with anything suspect pertaining to a child. And I have talked to people here in Knoxville with missing people, and they were never implicated in the disappearance of their relatives. And I would have never continued to talk to them if they thought they were involved. But you, on the other hand, you don't mind slumbering with the devil. You've been sucking on Satan's nuts from day one. You are nasty. And that white man chasing him behind you, he's crazy as hell, because I wouldn't sleep with you. And the fact he sits up on a live stream saying you've changed into what? You've changed how? You've gone from chasing a detective to chasing fucking baby killers. What the fuck? She different. She different. I'm not getting ready to chase nobody who's been implicated in a crime with a child. And I ain't getting ready to chase you if I think you killed the grown-up. You might want to say, hey, Miss Lady, can I tell my story? Okay, I might let you speak, but that don't mean I'm going to ride or die with you. Because people talk to killers every day, but it doesn't mean they are supporting them. There's a difference. Because many people who have killed people went to the news reporting them missing. But it doesn't mean the host of the show or the newscaster believes or the reporter believes what they're saying. And you're going around and around talking about living in Minnesota, living in Canada, COVID this to October 1st. You just lie repeatedly, yet you want to get on a live stream and say, I want to clear my name. I want people to know this, this, and this. You steady lying and allegedly clearing your name. Sure, you don't care nothing about the human race. You care nothing about human beings. Because I got this funky feeling that whatever happened to you as a child and adult is the reason why you talk and act the way you act. You are very miserable. You are mad at the world. You are a bitter bitch. And you mad at the hand that God served you. Whatever relationship problems you got with your parents, the world, you're bitter about that bullshit. And this is how you pay the world back, is slumbering with people who have killed other people. That's your passion. You're not fooling the queen. I know your kind. I see your kind every day. I go into the YouTube queue. When I watch A&E, when I watch Oxygen, when I watch Dateline, 48 Hours, you are no different than a motherfucker that killed a kid and put him in a dumpster. You're no different than a guy that climbs in the window and rape people, elderly women, children, child molester, sadists, John Wayne Gacy, Bundy, Night Stalker, you are no different because you ride or die with those kind of people. And that means you have the mindset of a serial killer and a sadist. And that is the very reason why these people walk free. It's because motherfuckers know what they've done and won't come forward and tell the truth. You are that person. So I don't give a fuck about what you saying up here on this motherfucking wire. You can flag every motherfucking content. You can go cry all day. Bitch, when you want to sue a motherfucker, you better make sure you put YouTube in the motherfucking lawsuit. Because they're the ones that let us sit up here and talk. You want to sue Molly Golightly? You want to go sue somebody else? Then you make sure you put YouTube on that motherfucking lawsuit. Because the same person that's letting them talk, they let your stupid ass talk, aiding killers. I know you listening to this live stream. Hey, let me tell you something. You think law enforcement don't listen to everyday shenanigans? What they told me, we ain't worried about you, Queen. We ain't worried about you. And that's coming straight from law enforcement to my ear. We ain't watching everyday shenanigans. Because we know you ain't talking to no fucking baby killers. You are desperately reaching to end up with these people in penitentiary. So that leads me to believe you just like them. So you talk all the fast shit you want about clearing your name and showing your fans who you are and what you about. I don't trust a motherfucker that'll neglect a fucking dog or cat. If you neglect a cat or dog, you'll neglect a fucking kid. You sitting up here trying to sugarcoat shit with, oh, it's just a misdemeanor. It ain't no big difference. You get the misdemeanor. They were looking for me and they couldn't find me. Well, why would they be looking for you, Cher, if you weren't the custodian of the pets? They couldn't find you. They couldn't find you because you wanted to make sure they couldn't find you. Do you hear yourself? You are barbaric. They couldn't find me. You're telling on yourself right there. They couldn't find me. Well, why the fuck would they be looking for you if you didn't own the pets? Dear God, you're sick, man. I can't do this. I can't do this. Man, you sick, man. And the people that's following in behind you, you just as sick as her. You are no different. Oh, they got all these views and likes and they're making all this money. Oh, they're making all this money streaming live at the house. And you making live streams about a baby killer. Well, how's it different? Sweet Jesus, man. You bitch, you need to go slit your fucking wrist already. Slit your fucking wrist already. You are a bottom-feeding troll. You are disgusting. You are nasty. You are no different than a motherfucker that likes chasing little girls. You no different than the serial killer. You no different than a motherfucker that climbs through windows raping old people. You are the fucking same. Because you ride or die with them. You know fucking well that lady aided them kids and took off working out of town knowing her daughter was unfit to raise them kids. Now you're trying to blame it on the fucking brother. But it's not my story to tell. I let Billy Joe tell her story. I'm sick of your ass. I'm sick of you. I am sick of your ass. You don't have the right to have your ass up on YouTube. You are spitting bullshit. and you are aiding baby killers and killers, you have no right to be no fucking YouTuber. And I'm saying that during this live stream. You don't own the right to be no YouTuber because you're aiding people who have sat idly by aiding a killer. So you don't have a right to have your ass up here. Fuck freedom of speech. Hold on a minute, you guys. Stacy. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Woo, you about to make me cry up here, girl. Please stop. Thank you, Stacy, for the donation. Thank you. Let's finish this, everybody. I got water in my eyes right now. I can't talk about this no more.
Connected.
I can't do this. Go ahead.
Just a little message for Cher.
Mm-hmm.
That
I'm pissed off.
as your videos are live 1 second in or 5 hours in, your shit is being dumped.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, they're not even waiting to dump your shit when it's over with. They are dumping as it is in process. It was told to me specifically tonight.
No, they're trying to blame Paul now that he's the one that was supposed to be home with the children.
No. It doesn't matter. It's
no,
not.
but I'm just saying. No, somebody's in the chat asking.
Yeah. No,
because when you're saying she didn't keep the kids, so there's nobody left at the house but Paul. So now you're implicating another person as a suspect in the death of the children. So basically, what you're saying is that Paul killed Quentin, Simon, Cher. Man, y'all rotten, man.
I don't understand.
And you sick, man. You better hope like fuck he did kill that kid because you all are sinking low. You can't go no lower than what you're doing right now. You've gone from Bubba, a random person, Diana McCarter, the baby wandered off, to now your own fucking brother. Jesus Christ. I'm done.
It's horrific. It's got to stop at some point.
That's why he needs to arrest him. He's got to do something.
You know, all these FBI agents, most of them left yesterday, and not the ones that are doing the searching, but everybody else that's done the digital and groundwork. A lot of them are gone. They went home.
My head is spinning right now. I'm so sick of this bitch. Oh my God.
I don't understand.
I am sick of this fucking cunt. You are a fucking just disgusting fucking horse. These live streams you keep putting on, but yet you want to remove yourself as, oh, she's spinning her own story. You're spinning it for her, you fucking witch.
Yeah, you reached out to her. You wanted to spin it. You wanted that almighty dollar. She probably didn't know shit about fucking YouTube. That's why she was all over TikTok.
She care about YouTube, and you're working all day standing on your fucking feet.
Yeah, she didn't give two shits about YouTube. The majority of her content about those little boys was on TikTok.
When we talk about dumping, we mean law officials. Dumping is a word used to go into your phones. Your phones and your devices. They're gathering information from your phones and your devices. That's your cell phone, computer, iPad.
Everything. And you know, that little app, Cher and Billy Joe, that you tried to download to give yourself a new VPN. You wanted to tap into a VPN. Boo, they got you.
What the hell are you saying?
I'm just letting her know what was told.
Paris Ritchie. Paris, no, you shouldn't be blocked. You haven't been up here in a while.
Well, that person can't be blocked if they're typing in the chat.
Yeah, you're typing right now. Or you can send the donation through the Cash App. Take your pick, sweetie. So wait a minute. What are you talking about? A VPN?
It was told to me this evening
here we go.
that.
So what does she do now? Why don't you send this to me instead of talking? I prefer you don't do that on the live.
Well, nobody knows where we got it.
It don't matter.
Well, okay.
Jesus,
Anyway,
Jesus Christ, I'm dead.
Share, it's time.
So say again about the VPN because you done said it now.
They attempted to register a VPN, which is installed, on your tablet, your phone, your computer, that will circulate a new IP address every so often. The better program that you have, the quicker you can get a new VPN. Like law.
Yeah, break it down in layman's term. What are they doing, Mackenzie?
They were trying to get a VPN, so it's next to impossible for the feds to be dumping their devices, because you see, they think that the feds are only searching by their IP address, off of their modem.
Well, did you hear that, Sharon? Since Queen don't know nothing and the rest of us are stupid, isn't that what you said in the live stream? Don't nobody know what they're talking about. Don't nobody know what they're talking about.
Tanya, what are you talking about? How do you know that VPN doesn't mean anything? The VPN means something. Let me tell you, it came straight from the FBI, babe. When you go and you try to download a VPN, and you are under investigation for murder, why are you going to go and get a new VPN? Why do you want this device that you're on to be recirculating an IP address every minute?
Yes,
every
Scoops.
60
They are
seconds.
delusional. You said the same. You said the truth. Thank you so much.
At some point, y'all got to pull your head out your ass, man.
What are you talking about? Sharon supports her dad who killed 3 people. What are you talking about? Oh my God, my head hurts.
The FBI don't play. They're done. They're tired of it. They fucking want.
What do you care? What do you care about dumping? What do you care about getting VPNs and all that bullshit? Most of us don't even know what that shit is anyway. Why you care about that if you ain't got nothing to hide while you're talking on the phone?
Thank you. Because they think that they're smarter. They think they're smarter than the feds. And Share, during that live at about an hour and 20 minutes in, well, why are you telling this woman that, oh, yeah, we've talked about her phones being monitored? Bitch, they're after you just as well. They got a special
Get the link if you got some information about the dad. I don't know what you all are talking about. So stop typing. Just hit the link.
Yeah, I think her dad is a murderer. He went to prison and just got out.
That's why she likes that bullshit. She's a sick bitch, man. She's that type of motherfucker. If you saw her, just push her all the way down, take her face and put it in the dirt.
Cars, who said that they cannot get into your phone with just using your phone number? No shit. Nobody said that.
Billy Joe has his pic. Wait a minute, she got a murderous pic on the banner. Wait a minute, wait. She has a murderous pic on the banner. Is that what you all are telling me?
So the horse is on there, and then who else? There's another person.
Somebody said it's her father. Please tell me that ain't true. That ain't true.
The dad.
Hit the link. Hit the link in the chat. 460 viewing. Hit the link.
That's horrific. You're a death.
Somebody said Mark and her father. Wow. God damn. What crime was committed with the 3 people that died? Hit the link if you have information pertaining to the allegations you're putting in the chat.
Okay, I'm gonna drop down there because I have to drop the link.
I don't understand. This bitch is. Oh my God. I'm tired of talking about this bitch. She makes me sick to my stomach. Every day is something different with this fucking horse. You just go on and on and on and on. You just don't know when to fucking shut the fuck up.
And it's funny because she says everybody else is the problem. She wants to always throw, Molly and fucking blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Bitch, you need to look at yourself. You need to look at yourself. You are calling the kettle black. You are one dumb broad.
Damn.
I don't understand why.
What is the charge? Somebody in the chat, hit the link to tell me what the charge is.
Yeah, you don't have to stay up here. Just jump up and say.
Just tell what the charge is.
I'm gonna
drop. Set on fire with people in it. It's public. Well, I don't know what to look for. I don't know the man. People set fires every day in the United States. I don't know if it's Canada, America. How am I supposed to know? Damn, this is ridiculous. That's why she aids killers and shit. Her shit is personal. Cher has people in her family that are murderers, and she aligns herself with these kind of people. So that's why she aids in behind people who have committed crimes. She's just ignorant to me. Yeah, and no picture of Quinn.
It was harder. I mean, I had to build that trust with my kids, my mom.
Yes, deflecting.
I can only imagine.
Yes, 36.
Other people's feelings, because I know
cloud chasing.
The hardest part about me was learning how to be quiet. And it's a hard time. It's a hard time to see why people fail. But I have like this big heart for people who want to do better. And of course, because of that, you have to get manipulated easily. But I know every time I said I want to do better, I did it. I did it. I did it. Every time.
I know. And you did.
Yeah. It's like it's a big deal. I had a cousin that called me up. This was all recently. I didn't give time frames or anything, but it was kind of recently. And him and his girlfriend was splitting up. He's been doing good in his life, or at least I thought he was. And he needed somewhere to put some of his stuff and somewhere to crash for a few days, so I let him stay here. And found out he was smoking meth in my camper. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I had to make him. I actually called my dad and asked my dad to come over and help me because I wasn't sure how he was going to react.
People who have been through
really him, because I knew he's had a hard life too. But it's hard to do.
Cars, where you calling from?
Australia.
Thank you.
Okay, firstly, Kingsley, it was a what is it? Spell check error. They can check the phone by your phone number. Yeah. And the charge, I think it's an old charge. I think he's out of jail, her dad, for those crimes he committed. That's why he's on her YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yes, babe. I'm letting you talk. Go ahead.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, so shows that those murders, he's out of jail. That was quite old.
Okay, what's the charge, sweetheart?
Murder.
Okay, but tell us what the charge was. Murder for?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really.
Well, the people in the chat are saying something about house fire.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I just heard that as I come across it. I just heard that when he was on. Sorry,
listen. I want to understand, how can a person be free for killing 3 people if it was intentional? Thank you, Glow.
I don't know, but he was on her alive, so he's not in jail.
Barb says she's an
He went to see her.
prisoners and families. She's stupid.
But anyway, getting back to Quentin, I'm confused. How can one know the whole story if, 1, the grandmother wasn't there at the time, and 2, it was the grandmother herself that said that Leilani lies all the time. So how can anybody know the whole story?
Yeah, I know. I feel sorry for children. If I don't feel sorry for anybody, it would be children and elderly people. Because in the end, you start out needing somebody to guide you, okay? 2, when you become elderly, you will probably need somebody to help you as an elderly person. And you hear the stories all the time of people taking advantage of children, mentally challenged adults, and the elderly. You are fucked if you are a child. You are fucked if you are mentally incapable of taking care of yourself. And you are fucked as a fucking elderly person. Because every time you look up, there's a story about all of those subject matters, even adults. People abuse the elderly in nursing homes, at their house, children, mentally challenged adults. It's sickening. And it's all for the American dollar. Almighty dollar. Or just
and you're fucked if you're supporting those people.
Huh?
Sorry. You're fucked if you're supporting those people.
Exactly. You hear all the time somebody's missing, or somebody went by the house for a welfare check, just like that case out in California I brought you all not even probably 2 months ago. This girl knew her mother was dead on the sofa. She's walking by her all day long with deliveries piled up at the door, which was very strange because when you look at the photograph, you will see all these packages piled up. And you're asking yourself, well, why did you not go outside and get the packages? She's ordering food and this and that with a dead woman laying on the couch, which is her mother. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
The couple in Michigan leave with their autistic boys and leave the elderly mother with dementia behind. That shows you have knowledge and you're lucid. Because why would you take your children and the wife but leave the elderly mother behind? She's knocking on doors trying to get help with a blanket and pillow. This shit is so macabre out here. I am sick of talking about wayward people. I've had all I can take because there comes a point when you have to own your shit. You have to own what you're doing. You got to own aiding people doing wrong. That's why I've cut off people, because I can't be a party and say, well, I'm trying to live my life better, knowing, of course, naturally I'm going to sin, but I can't aid you in the bullshit you're doing when all you talk about is doing wrong, and I'm sitting up here to listen at you. I'm a party to that. Doesn't matter if I don't do what you're doing. I'm listening to you. See what I'm saying? I'm listening to you. And I told myself, I will not aid bullshit. I will only stand account for the shit I'm doing. That's between me and God, what I'm doing. But I ain't getting ready to aid your ass.
Cool. I'm going to go now. And thank you. I love your shows. I love your lives.
Thank you, sweetie. Be careful over there. Okay. Bye-bye. Let's finish this, you guys. I'm tired of talking about these people. These people are disgusting to me. They're just disgusting.
Me and my sister were on our way to work in Atlanta one time. And I stopped at the store, and there was these 2 guys at the car, and they didn't have no money for gas, so I put $20 gas in the car. My sister got upset with me. She's like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm like, you know what, Heather, I don't care what they do with it. I don't care where they're going. I don't care what they're doing. I gave them out of my heart because there was a time I was standing by a gas pump just like that, high as hell. and somebody put gas in my car.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I like to give
I pay for that.
I kind of think, oh, I'm sorry.
But how I gave it to those guys and how that person gave it to me was how it's counted.
I think if you're
I
that,
had it where I could give it to everybody I ride past that has a sign, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, obviously, if we did that, we would all be poor all the time. And they would probably be either sitting up high somewhere or making more money than we do. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
You need,
I'm not okay
and that is it.
where I'm at anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I just would have, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, I can't stop crying and get out of the seat chair I'm sitting
I know. Hi, Tiffany.
in. One task. Since all this has happened, I cleaned my kitchen and my dining room. That's it.
Mm-hmm. That's so.
So I do.
Oh, you're
Nobody
no, I mean, like, they might not.
It's kind of closed in back here,
Right.
so
I'm glad you have
my back works.
very nice. And you can you hear them? Are they effective?
Yeah, I just heard him for a second.
Are you ready?
Oh my God.
And any of you YouTubers aid and share, your ass is nasty too. I said it. Now come for me. Now come for me. You aid and share, you nasty too. I said it. Now come for me. Since you motherfuckers like talking so fucking much, I'll meet you toe to toe. I'm sick of all of you because I've noticed a lot of bullshit with all you YouTubers. You can't stand for somebody to know something you don't know. You can't stand and don't nobody want to let you up on the panel. I said it. Now come for me. I ain't worried about none of you. Because I ain't sitting up here aiding no motherfuckers that fuck over children. Billy Joel ain't never had no intention of keeping those kids. And when she filed that paperwork in September, she was fraudulently filing papers. Because she knew she had no intention of keeping those kids because she hadn't been keeping them. She's been out of town working. Stay woke. How the fuck you gonna have custody of children and you out of town working? So when you filed the paperwork, Billy Joe, to the court, you were fraudulently filing papers for child support when you knew you had not even been at home to keep the kids. So that's another charge for you and Leilani. Leilani lied to the police knowing the baby was dead. 2, you filed the papers in court for child support when you know you ain't been taking care of the children. Checkmate. Now come for me. And you aid and share, you are mod for share, all of you dusty and nasty. I said it. You bitches need to go get y'all a fucking job.
Hmm.
oh my. But yet you've made it clear Leilani's not there. What? Oh my God.
FBI knows where she's at. That's all that
That's
matters.
all that matters.
That's all that matters. The FBI knows where she is. The FBI knows where she is. Well, where's she at, BJ and Cher? Where is Leilani? BJ, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You just keep going back and forth, flip-flopping around. 1 minute you turn on your daughter, then the next minute you're aiding or sitting out on the lawn smoking cigarettes, you and your son and her and some other girl. You need to see a psychiatrist because something is definitely wrong with you. You are ill. Now you're back over here with Cher. You all flip the narrative every other day. How do you keep up? Because I can't. I can't keep up with the narrative. You change it every other week. You changed it for 5 weeks. You've changed the narrative. Oh, she's a liar. She lies all the time. Oh, things aren't adding up. Next minute, you know, y'all out on the front lawn chilling with them. So you just admitted you know that your daughter killed Quentin Simon. Checkmate. I don't want to tell you what happened to the children. I let BJ tell the entire story. Well, all she been doing is talking about prostitution and selling drugs and having sex at 15. I don't hear Quentin Simon name nowhere in this fucking documentary. What the fuck is this, Netflix? Oh, let BJ tell her story. It's not for me to tell it, but you didn't mind putting that brother up there weeks ago, spinning narratives about Danny Young and bathing the kids and possibly drowning the kids. You was spinning a narrative then. You was trying to implicate him as the killer. Y'all some dirty motherfuckers, but I'm going to tell you what's getting ready to happen. In the least expected moment, you're going to be running around, running errands, going to the Piggly Wiggly or the Kroger to get you some groceries. And somebody going to come up and say, Billy Joe Howe, you're going to turn your neck and somebody going to blow your damn brains out. Same thing with that Cher. Somebody going to do the same thing to your fucking ass. You're going to be up there in Canada walking around and somebody going to call your name out. Hey, is your name? Hey, Cher, how you doing? You're going to turn your head and somebody going to beat the brakes off your ass or blow your motherfucking brains out. Y'all just keep on doing this shit y'all doing up here on YouTube. Y'all asking for a motherfucker to hurt y'all because y'all doing some nasty shit up here. Y'all doing some nasty shit. Ain't no way I aid none of these people and then try to walk around the fucking community like a motherfucker can't find you. You all take a lot for granted. Because you got sick people out here just like you. Just like you aiding killers. You got a motherfucker radical. They be looking for you and they find you. And they sit outside and they watch you. Blow your damn brains out. BJ, you sitting up here on this woman's channel, you ain't saying 2 words about them kids. Don't nobody care about you being no prostitute and confiscating fingernail polish and no tweezers. What do I care about that? Because you're trying to downplay that you brought the tweezers and the fingernail polish in there. Who cares? What does that have to do with Quentin Simon? See, this is Donna Wells and Candace Bly all over again. Just a bunch of motherfuckers bored want to talk about themselves. Because they know they killed the kid and they see they got an audience. They see they got a stupid YouTuber that wants to aid them. Hell, let's take advantage of it. Let's take advantage of it. And I want to tell you all something else that follow my content. Please listen closely to what I'm saying. Somebody in the chat the other night, I believe, killed their kid. And they was in the chat and y'all missed that. So I'm going to ask the person directly. Candace Bly, were you in my chat the other night? Because somebody was in this chat that said, hey, y'all the same ones that thought I killed my daughter. And y'all glazed right over that, didn't even catch it. These sick people are in the chat watching. And they're using different profiles to comment. Stay woke. You all were so busy talking, you missed that. And I told my mom today, somebody that's been accused of killing a kid was in the chat. So that can't be nobody than Donna Wells or Candace, because I haven't talked about any girl children being murdered. Y'all better wake up. Y'all were busy chatting, and I saw it, and I said, what the hell? Who the hell is this? Because I know I ain't been talking about no girl children on my channel. So who the hell was that in the chat talking about, yeah, y'all was the same ones that said I killed my little girl. And I thought, who you speaking to? Because I ain't been talking about no kids. One of my lives from this week, go back. It's a lot of hours to watch. I'm sorry, but it's in the chat. Because they were not blocked. You all got to pay attention. You all got to pay attention. These people are evil out here. And they want attention. And they realize they can't get it with the news. They can't get it with Facebook. So they come to YouTube. YouTube, this is the devil's work up here. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. And Facebook is the same. This shit is evil up here. Because you don't know who's in the chat talking. You don't know who's making those comments in the chat. And yes, they'll dox you. They'll steal your identity. They'll go over to your IG, Facebook, get in your messenger. That's why I told you all when I was talking about Cal City, don't use your government name in the chat. Stop using your government name. I wouldn't even use my government name on Facebook. Because when you go to other places and comment, they can find you in Messenger and message you back. Let's finish this.
They don't need to know anything more.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go from that, Billy Joel's history, to last night where Cher hosted a stream which she had to, well, she claimed she had to really hold herself back from letting people have it. But she still went after people her own little way. Let's go have a look.
I wanted to really come on here and just tear people apart. I want to, of course, be the human I am and just blow up on everybody. But one of the reasons I kept pushing the sister, hey boo, love you. Now, I'm not always chatting in your lives because a lot of people, well, you know how people feel about me. And when I come in, I don't want to take from you. I'm proud of you. I'm watching you even when I'm not chatting. But sometimes I have to let you know I'm in there, so I chat. But I don't want to take away people like fuck share. I know people are getting bashed at this point for even, I don't know, being a subscriber or, heaven forbid, say you're a friend of mine. So, Mike, you should be wrenched up too, right? Is Mike wrenched up so he doesn't have to?
Yes, Jamina. I thought the same thing. It was probably Candace or Casey Anthony. One of them was possibly in the chat because I haven't talked about anybody killing a girl child on this network. The last time I talked about a girl child was Cupcake and a little girl in Florida. And that mother is locked up, the one in Florida. So that leaves Cupcake's mother, April Thomas. She know not to come for me because I can't stand that wench. So that's Cupcake's mother, Candace Bly, or Casey Anthony. Somebody in the chat has been accused of killing a girl child. They was in the chat the other night while you all were going on and on and on, not paying attention. Yes, change your government name. Do not comment on YouTube with your government name. And don't put it on your IG either. Thank you all so much for following the content.
I have to wait yeah, he wrenched. Okay, good. Hey, Ultra Dog, Ultra Dark, Megs, Mandy TNT. I don't even know where to start because I really thought I'd come on here and just honestly freak out because I'm angry right now. But then, and I'm upset. What? I'm upset at the lies. I'm like, but does it really matter? Because I've been on this platform for almost 3 years, right? And I've been fighting the exact same cycle for 3 years now.
Well, Cher, I'm not getting ready to play no more of this content. I'm going to stop right there because I'm not getting ready to go here with this witch. I don't even want her on my network. Then get off of YouTube. You don't talk about anything of substance anyway. You don't inform the public of anything informative as far as voting rights, how to vote, stimulus. Queen's done that. I've let you all know about your stimulus check 2 years ago, how to go about getting your stimulus check, who would be getting a new stimulus check. You don't talk about anything on your channel. All you talk about is people that fucking kill people and how to help aid them. That's all you talk about. Don't talk about nothing. You don't talk about shit that goes on up there in Canada, which I think is strange. Because if I lived in the UK, Colombia, Jamaica, wherever, don't you think I would talk about shit that's going on in my own jurisdiction? And I'm not trying to be funny about anybody talking about U.S. topics. The point is, there's a lot of things going on in Canada. Why don't you ever talk about what's going on there? You want me to believe there's no true crime in Canada? There's no good news in Canada? Man, you're a cesspool walking. You don't give a fuck about nothing. And if your father's picture is on that banner at that house, that shows that's all you care about are people who have murdered people and you are in alignment with them. Your ass is nasty, man. So you can miss me with this bullshit in your lives, and I want to get the truth out, and I want people to know how I feel, and I don't want to stoop to their level. You're on the level. That's why we talk about you, because I don't talk about you every fucking live stream. I have other topics I talk about that have nothing to do with a baby horse out of Canada. You don't give a fuck. You're a bottom feeder. You don't care about anything. Exactly, Barb. That will require her to read. Yeah, she's mad at everybody. See, Sharon is like a lot of people you meet in life. Everybody's at fault for what is wrong with them. They don't want to take responsibility to say, well, maybe I shouldn't have done this, said this. And that's the part of growing is you have to own that. Well, maybe I said this and they had to jump off and I wasn't expecting this. Because in the end, when you do things, you don't know what the response is going to be with other people. But when you aid a certain caliber of people, then that's a whole different dynamic. Because you're talking about people's lives. And when you're talking about dead people, that's just a whole different category than, well, I said something to Pookie and Pookie got mad and, oh, I got fired from my job. That's not the same. Murder is totally different than falling out with your neighbor and somebody decided to evict you. Somebody called the police on you. You got reprimanded at work for having an altercation with a coworker. You're on a whole different level when you start talking about people killing people. It's totally different. Yes, she's a game player. Yes, Joanna. True. She does need a therapist. Yes, she's disgusting. And I can say that as a Christian. I can say that as a human being. And it has nothing to do with that I'm flawed. I know I'm flawed. I don't have no problems with owning my shit. But I'm not up here aiding no fucking killers. Because I can tell you now, ain't nobody getting to get in my inbox and start spinning no webs to me about nothing. Hey, I want to talk to you. Hey, I didn't kill that girl. Hey, I didn't woo, woo, woo. I'd have to decide if I want to talk to them, I want to bring them on the platform or not. Because I know how sick people are, and they'll try to get in your head to make you think they didn't do it. That's the danger of dealing with true crime. You have to be very careful how you tread with the people in the story. Exactly. Unacceptable. Yes, Mary. Yes, she is foul. Yes. Bottom feeder. Yes. Yes. I'm going to be truthful with you. These people, to me, I'm not even going to blame their behavior on drugs. Because the way they act, they would act this way if they weren't on narcotics. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real. Because you got to remember something. Both of these people are claiming they're not on drugs. Sheriff isn't on drugs, allegedly. Billy Joe isn't on drugs. So then that means if you ain't on drugs, then why the fuck you aiding these fucking sadists? Because most people are going to say, well, they must be on drugs to be aiding a sadist. No, you can aid a sadist and ain't got no drugs in your system. Ain't never used no drugs. You just want to aid them because you believe in them. such as Chris Watts. I don't believe his mama's on drugs, but she ate her son. I don't care what you did. The sister, same thing. How the fuck can you go to a prison and visit your brother knowing he killed his wife and kids? What do you have to talk about at the fucking prison? Hi, how are you doing today? I'm good. Just sitting around in this cell bored. Man, come on, you guys. These are some very lonely human beings. And you have to be very careful not to align yourself with people who behave this way, because you can get sucked in. As I've told you before, with the story of John Wayne Gacy, the man that was going to the prison talking to him, he said it. John likes to get in your head. But he had to have known that when going to visit him. This man murdered boys and men. You think he was going to be honest with you while you're talking to him? He's a sadist. He's killed people for a living, dressed as a fucking clown. So what made you think because he's incarcerated, he is not the same person? He is the same person. So yes, he's got to get in your head. He needs another victim. They have nothing to lose when they're incarcerated. They're not getting out. They've got life sentences, or facing the death penalty. This is what they do. Good night, sweetheart. This is what they do. Well, I know I'm not going anywhere, so let me get somebody to listen at my story. Let me feed them bullshit. And that's what they're looking for, because they're not free to roam on the earth as they were when they were free. So now I'm incarcerated. I need a victim. I need somebody to listen at my bullshit. And Cher, she's that type. She's a serial killer sadist dream. Oh, she likes to aid killers. Let's go look for her. Let's go talk to her. Let's correspond with her. She's an easy target. Cher is definitely a very insecure individual. And a lot of us have insecurities. But do we aid baby killers and sadists, rapists, murderers? That's the difference. Because there's something wrong with anybody that wants to take up with people who have killed children and grown-ups and act like they ain't killed no damn body. Even when the evidence shows they did it, ironclad. No, he didn't do it. Oh, they got the wrong person. That's how Cher is. That's how she comes across to me. It wouldn't matter if they're on surveillance murdering somebody. She would still say they didn't do it. And to me, somebody like that, I won't have no dealings with them. Don't call me. Don't talk to me. I don't give a fuck. Frankly, Cher is really irrelevant. She's irrelevant because she's a bottom feeder and she don't care about herself. She has no respect for herself. So sitting up in these long-winded ass live streams talking about herself, that boyfriend, whoever he is, her kids, man, you don't respect nobody. You don't respect yourself, and you don't have no respect for these children. One's dead. You don't care nothing about Billy Joe, Leilani, Daddy, the baby daddies. You don't care about the people in Savannah. You don't care about anybody. You just are self-serving, and you're a sadist, and you like aiding people who have hurt and harmed other people. And that shows me you don't love yourself, because you have no reason to be aiding these type of people. And you're getting off on this bullshit by crying about who's a Christian, ain't a Christian, and oh, they're different, and oh, they act like they're better than me. And well, motherfucker, you the same as they are. So the pot, like Kinsley said, can't talk about the motherfucking kettle. Yes, Jonna, exactly. She's going to mess around in the wrong person's business and end up hurt. Yes, so dark. Exactly. Because I got a feeling the next person she confronts, it's going to be in her own playground. And she's not going to just be talking on Messenger. She's going to end up talking to him directly. Meeting with him directly. That girl going to end up dead some motherfucking way. She don't know her place. She doesn't know her place. And to me, Cher is that type. She would go meet a killer at a fucking Starbucks and sit down and talk to him. Don't care if they follow her, get her tag number. She wouldn't even give a fuck. And next thing you know, you'll hear the story. A YouTuber found dead. All because she wants 5 minutes of motherfucking fame. So just keep on following behind these folks. You're going to meet your maker fooling with these fucking stories. Because one day the story ain't going to be in Savannah, Georgia. It's going to be right there in her fucking background. And let me tell you, you're sitting atop one of the states that has the most missing people, which is Alaska. So you're going to keep on fucking off and dicking off. You're going to meet the wrong fucking one. They're going to know your name. They're going to know your address. They're going to know every fucking thing about you. And your ass going to end up on a chopping block. All because you want 5 minutes of fame to put on their YouTube channel. They're going to fuck your ass up. And Mr. Mark is going to be minus a partner. Because of a YouTube story. And I don't know what the fuck he sees in you. Because I don't see that you changed. Because you've gone from chasing a detective to chasing fucking baby killers. How the fuck is it different? You like drama, lady. You like drama. Thank you, Cars. You like drama. And you don't even think about your own safety. You don't think about your safety with your fucking boyfriend. All this stupid talk about who likes who get alongs with who. What the fuck does that have to do with your kids and your safety? Who gets along with your boyfriend? Oh, the kids get along with him and everybody likes each other. That ain't got nothing to do with these stories you chasing. You're putting yourself out there. You're putting your own health at risk. You're putting your livelihood at risk. You're putting your kids at risk. Do you know how quick it'll be to find your kids? Because you talk too fucking much on YouTube, showing your family and shit. The fuck is your problem? You are dizzy. You're a dizzy ass broad. Yet you're sitting there talking about everybody else's. Oh, they're horrible people. Oh, you're the same. I'm gonna sit here and show my fucking boyfriend on a fucking live stream. Talk about what state I lived in, and my kids live over here, and my daddy lives over here. That's stupid people stuff. Stop. That's why I know you like trouble, because you don't even think about your own livelihood and your own safety of yourself and your kids. You are a walking time bomb. I wouldn't look your fucking way. I wouldn't talk to you. I would invite your ass nowhere. I would sit at the table with you. I wouldn't eat with you. I would invite you to church. I wouldn't do nothing with your ass because you don't give a fuck about nothing. And somehow you think in that little Saskatchewan or where the hell you at, your ass can't be found. Well, you are really blind. Yes, wonder how that poor little baby was doing, going through all that abuse and being hated by his mother. Bet they didn't talk about that. Exactly, Bella. And that's what's so sad about this story. There's no regard for Quentin. There's no regard for his siblings. There's no conversation about the children, how they were growing up, what they were doing. Everything now is about Billy Joel and prostitution and tweezers and fingernail polish and titty bar and selling cocaine. Golly. You've taken the story of Quentin to titty bars and cocaine selling. What the fuck are you talking about? We've gone from 12 different versions of what happened to Quentin Simon, 12 different suspects, to titty bars and selling ounces of cocaine. I want you all to think about that for just a second. Husbands sleeping with stepmothers. Having sex at 15. Pregnant at 15. All around the world. Yeah. Nothing about Quentin Simon. Oh, wow. I'm done. No regard for the children. Leilani ain't here. FBI know where she at. FBI know where she at. Well, Billie Jean. Exactly, Carol. You said it. The wrong person is in the trash. Amen. You got that, Skippy. The wrong person is in the trash, in the landfill. Try mama and grandmama need to be in the baby's place. See, this is what these psychos do. They go to Facebook, YouTube, these groups, get all this sympathy, cash apps and shit. And you all stupid enough to give them money when you're not looking at the bigger picture. They harmed a kid. And I don't know why you sit up here on a live stream talking about decorating a room, Billy Joe. Billy Joe, ain't nobody going to give you them kids back, and you know that. You think the state gonna give a baby to you knowing a whole baby is missing and deemed dead and the mama is the fucking suspect, and you think the state getting ready to give you the children back? So you going in the room and painting the room and putting up a baby bed. You didn't give a fuck about a baby bed when the kids were there. I won't doubt that the two kids were sleeping in the bed with the mama and the boyfriend, and the baby, Quentin, was in a fucking playpen. Because I got a feeling Quentin stayed in the playpen all day long when he left Dinah McCarter's house. And I can tell that from watching Billy Joe's TikTok videos. Y'all kept that baby behind the baby gate while you let the 3-year-old run around blowing bubbles. Y'all been locking Quentin up. He was a casualty of war. Collateral damage. Him and his siblings. And Billy Joe, you have full knowledge of your child and her ways. And you deliberately worked away from the house knowing that your daughter and that baby daddy were not responsible adults to mind the children, rear the children. And you used Dinah McCarter as a scapegoat to take care of these children. You did not offer her enough money to take care of these children, and she foolishly took what little money that you gave her. I would have never babysat for any of you, because in the end, you turned on her. But that was Dinah McCarter's choice. See, Queen recognized game. Ain't no way no 3 kids gonna sit up in my house for no $15 or no $30. I'm not going to waste 8, 10, 12 hours a day with no children and ain't making no money. But that's Diana's fault. She continued to engage with these people and they hoodwinked her. Exactly, Tina. Billy Joe only talks about Billy Joe. Amen. And she talked right over Cher and then whoever else was on that panel. She didn't give a fuck about what y'all was talking about, and she wasn't trying to hear what y'all was saying. She want to talk about herself. And that story she's put out last night has nothing to do with Quentin Simon or his siblings. So to sit up here and act like you care about those kids, Billy Joe, you are not getting those kids back. Ain't no judge getting ready to give you no kids when one was lost on your watch. Killed, rather. I'm not going to hold you any longer. This is 3 hours in. Prayers for Quentin Simon of recovery. pray that even if they don't find the child, that they will arrest Leilani Simon and Billy Joel How each are responsible for the death of the children and neglect of the children. And you can sit up on YouTube all day spinning wild stories of your frivolous life as a prostitute, drug addict, drug dope dealer, trafficker. You are still foul. And you need to bear responsibility for all children. I do not know what is going on with Chief Hadley and these people's personal dilemmas, entanglements, corruption. What I do know is that the higher ups want you, Billy Joe, how bad, and they want to see you in handcuffs bad. So you can try to change all the devices, VPN, this and that. They have been on your ass and all your devices, and you know that. So you keep going live with Cher and any other stupid YouTuber. It will not matter. They have been watching your live streams. All of you. And Cher, you have implicated yourself in a crime. And you continuously implicate yourself by saying you know what happened, but it's Billy Joel's story to tell. So therefore, whether it's the truth or not, you have implicated yourself in the death of a child after the fact. So you are just as guilty as if you beat the baby, suffocated the baby, drowned the baby, put him in a dumpster. Now put that on your next live stream. Thank you all for subscribing to this network. Like, share, subscribe. Welcome all new subs. Thank you, mods on deck. God is good. And all the time good. And I know he's got the upper hand in this storyline. Whether they find Quentin Simon or not, I'm leaning on faith that justice will be served and that both parties will go down for murder and gross negligence in the child and children's care. Billy Joel is a culprit because she had custody of the children. And there's no way to talk around it. And Sheridan, you can deflect all you want, talk around the subject. That's all you do when you go live is talk around the situation. And any motherfucker that sits up there talking about that first charge was an accident, you all deliberately killed a boy and set him up for murder. And you know he did it, Billy Joel, and that stupid Queen OG. All of you all are ignorant. They deliberately murdered somebody and robbed them. And you are despicable to sit up on a live stream and say it was an accident. Yeah, guess Quentin, he was an accident too, wasn't he? It's only a matter of time the other two would have ended up in a dumpster. You be saying the same thing. Oh, that was an accident too. You all ain't even worth breath. Be careful the people you point your fingers at, Cher. Because 4 are pointing back at yourself. You like aiding baby killers and criminals. So that means you have of a like mind and caliber. And rather you pull the trigger, you sexually assault, rape, kill another human being, you ride or die with them. That means you're the same. You are a bottom feeder. And as you said, I am an underdog. I fight for the underdog. Then you continue to fight for the underdog. But know there's a ramification that can come for fighting for the underdog. If you'd like to donate to this great network, Everyday Shenanigans, $DeAndrew129 Cash App. All stickers and chats are welcome during my live. Please check out my extensive library of 1,700 plus videos where I talk about more than true crime, various topics, hypothetical situations, a voice for the children, a voice for the abused, neglected, If you see something, say something. Be a part of the solution and not the problem. Mind the children. Happy weekend to everybody. Please be safe going out to games, the mall, traveling, eating out. Be aware of your surroundings. It is now time for the holidays. People will be watching you while you shop. Do not throw away parcels outside of your dumpster garbage can. Do not put your flat screen boxes, radio boxes outside. Dump them somewhere else. As not to let people know what you have purchased. Do not put packages on the back seat, front seat of your car. Put all shopping bags in your trunk. If your trunk is full, take that stuff home and unload it, and then go back out and shop. Do not post to social media what you have purchased. Thank you for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans.